our quad in the streamer assets for book club this week. Okay, we're live.
I mean, we kind of do. Toronto's got some more screenshots.
Farquad?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's a little too uncanny of a resemblance, honestly. Like, I feel like I'm Luke at the end of the first Star Wars movie, where it's like, that's impossible, it can't be true.
It's true, it can't be true.
Meanwhile, Toronto's Darth Spider showed me these screenshots.
This is not reality. Okay, let me make sure we are live on Twitch. Yep, looks like we are, in fact, live on Twitch. That's a good start to everything. Are we on Kick, though? That's very important. Yes, we are live on Kick. And YouTube, let's see. Yes, we're there. We're just everywhere. Everywhere. Name one streaming platform we're not on. We're on all of them.
Even your mom's Apple smartwatch. Especially that one.
Yeah, it's there. Go check. Okay, now I need to post. I'm gonna post.
On Facebook?
No, fuck Facebook. Facebook just gets mad at me every 3 fucking seconds anytime I try to post on that page for no fucking reason. And it's like, this is spam. It's literally a link to my Twitch. Like, this is misleading people to get you views. I'm literally saying click here to watch my stream. How's that misleading? I don't understand what it thinks it's trying to do. I can't comprehend it. Okay, where's the blue skies? How blue are the skies looking?
They're looking kind of gray on my end.
Well, that's a skill issue. You should fix that. Also, is the link? Is this the right link? Hold on. Copy. Paste. Does it open up? Yeah, it does open it. So it is the right link. Okay. Image. The new thumbnail of Avatris. I agree. Okay, Turndo, audio check, 1, 2, 3, speak.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
Oh, my audio chap.
Who are you? This is a new member to the book club. Okay, I don't know this person.
I do have to ask, though. Nyan said I sound like a completely different person. Is this true? I
mean, yes, it is very true. But that's just the nature of when you're not using a dog shit mic, you know?
No, actually, what was fuck. The joke only worked with Nyan's here. Hold on. Let me save that.
Okay, alright. You're gonna be saving it for like, what, half an hour?
Yeah.
So, you do that. Okay, we're live with that. I'm gonna post. Let's post. And then in the stream alerts at ping, you just got frickin' pinged. And then over here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, all right. Now, I did all that stuff. Let me catch up on what you guys are memeing about in the chats here. Let's see here. Name it on the freeway yet? Yeah, okay, I already saw that. Oh, I just realized Anne changed the name to Nyan the Bacon Witch. Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, what else we got? Memes about getting into slightly... Again, like I said, okay, new game's right there. We can go back.
We could, but why would we do that? That would make Chef happy. And us as Chef's friends can't do that.
Okay, I do have to...
You can only suffer.
I have to find the right place to put your volume with your new mic. Because your mic will drastically change your volume depending on your distance from this mic.
What do you mean distance? I'm right. I'm at the same
What do you mean?
place.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's so confusing about distance? If you turn away from your mic, you will not sound like you are close to it.
But I'm not though.
But you have been, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Okay. Fucking Christ, mate.
There's just confusion about this, okay? I don't know.
I don't.
It's very simple. Just because the mic stays where it is doesn't mean your mouth's staying where it is, okay? What if you do half of New Game after this, and then the other half of Umineko, and the other half of New Game? Flame Fist, it was called Fire Punch. It was close, though. Close. Summertime Rendering, Familiar of Zero, Doro, Wizard Stuff. Lots of death. Familiar of Zero, slightly happier? Yeah, pretty much. That was, like, probably, aside from New Game, it's one of the, like, happier series that we read.
No, chap, it's Fireman. Come on, get it right.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah. It's the Water Boy, Adam Sandler. Land of the Lustrous, that was a happy show. That was a happy.
What are you talking about? That was Steven Universe, chap. You're losing it again.
I'm always losing it here. I'm always losing it.
I'm taking medicine, Grandpa.
Alright. My Santa supervisor let me rant about Umineko today with the diagram and everything because I was so distressed about Ange being pulled from the future. Because if you do all New Game at once... Okay, no, I already said that. Counter argument. Orin. Can't say Toradora because it's not done yet. And last I knew, the manga was only... I thought Toradora was just a light novel. I didn't even know it had a manga.
Yeah, but everything is a manga now.
That's not true, actually.
Okay, enough things have a manga, right? Most things have manga.
Okay, I'm just gonna go on the safe side with your mic and turn you down. You will be turned
No!
down.
My audio!
Yep, you've been reduced. Get reduced.
Can't believe this, Chip. Now we're friends.
Well, friends don't let friends disrupt the eardrums of his audience, okay? So, you get reduced.
What's funny, though?
Is it funny? Is it funny? Only
Yes.
I'm allowed to do it, okay? I'm the host. I'm allowed to scream. I'm allowed to peek the mic.
Yo!
As the host of Peak Nonfiction, okay? Because this is a podcast.
Yep.
This is not a work of fiction. It is real. All the events happened. Sue me.
I got a law degree. Canadian law degree. Fucking Christ.
I was going to suggest Dead Mount Death Game. Very similar premise / story. So maybe the Korean manhwa, like a butterfly, or do a romance manga like for a week or something. Listen, I've been putting romance manga on the votes, okay, every time. And some of them get close. Well, you guys all want the sad, fucked up shit, okay?
I almost put a bunch of shorts in, but, you know, I didn't pick Megman X, and only mistakes were made after that point.
Listen, quintessential quintuplets will win one day, don't worry. Either that or
One
domestic
day.
girlfriend, okay?
Alright, Chef, you keep coping there. I'll keep coping at my end.
Listen, I'm just here saying I want to read New Game. That's all I'm saying.
But will the audience agree?
Listen, the
answer may surprise you.
audience will listen to whatever we read, okay? They will. Okay?
Will your friends listen?
I am, in fact, seeing a similar effect to what we had when we were reading Land of the Lustrous, where we are getting more views than we tend to in older series, and we're getting more people showing up to mention things, either in the chats or, like, in DMs to me, or, like, showing up in the server. So, that's cool. That's cool to know. We appreciate you all. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to also say... Anime Book Club Umineko. Okay, let's see here. I'm almost at the bus stop. Just give me like another 20 minutes. Sorry. Man, I hate him because I see myself in him. The trauma speaking? Oh, okay. Wait, what? Oh, Battler Best Boy. I see. You hate him because you wish you were him. Locked into battle against Beatrice.
It should have been me!
Not him!
Hold on. Does sound alerts work? Did you turn them off? I don't think you have.
For the stream, the sound alerts aren't going to work.
God damn it.
I haven't turned off in the scene in general, okay? Server sound alerts are not turned off, though. But I don't think I have that sound in the server.
Alright, well then, take this, chap.
Okay. Alright, you know what? Out here doing the stay hydrated meme. Flashbang bitch. How's it going, Dat Boy? Who says I will listen? What if I leave? Who's going to stop me? I'm going to stop you. You are not allowed to leave anymore. I am now... What's his name? Ryukishi? This is an interactive podcast. You are now trapped in not only the chat, but a time loop of the stream. Okay? Just when you think the podcast is going to end, it's going to start all over again with different cast members and different dialogue and different people showing up to discuss things in the middle of it. And then there's going to be interruptions from false witches. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing, Dat Boy. Be ready for it. Domain expansion. Gojo.
Every time too.
Gojo is coming into the studio for the third loop. It's happening. I've confirmed it.
Each time I'm on a different mic for some reason. And it's very subtle. You don't notice it. But after like the 5th time, it kind of shouts something a little different this time. What happened?
Okay, we do have to find some way with you in the future to get your mic to control how much it peaks.
Peak.
It is in fact peaking quite often.
Okay, let me just like move a little bit away then.
Yeah, that might help. You just want to make sure it's like where you're supposed to be talking into is like turned a little towards you. As long as that's turned towards you.
All right, is this any better?
A little bit. Keep talking.
Okay. Hi.
Okay, I need more than one word.
I don't. What am I supposed to say here at this point?
I don't know. Read a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
All right. Someone get past me a Yu-Gi-Oh card or something. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm ready for whatever card's about to be read. I'm excited for it.
What would be funny though? That's the question.
Okay, we don't need to take time to pick the card. Just read one.
Well, I need to grab one. Hold on.
Well, hurry up. Show's waiting on you. Also, wait, I just realized our things are bouncing. And I need to turn that off. We don't need to bounce.
You want the schmovement, chap?
No, we don't need to bounce when we talk here, okay? We need to sit down in our goddamn chairs, alright? To discuss Umineko.
Alright, cannot be normal summon / set. Must be special from your graveyard by banishing machine monsters from your graveyard if total equals 12 or more. When you put this card effect during the battle phase, quick effect. You can pay half your life points, negate the activation, and if you do, half your opponent's life points. If this card destroys a battle or card effect, you can special win up to 3 or banish Makita monsters, whose total level is 12 or less. You can always each effect Makita Ruin Force once per turn.
Okay. Now you at home, what card did he just read?
I literally just said the name.
What card did he just read? Enter it now on your phones or tablet devices. Not on your computers. If you're on a computer, you're shit out of luck.
No! I lose my own game.
Okay, yeah, so you're good with wherever you had it.
Okay. It's also optimal, but it's not on top of my Yu-Gi-Oh mat, so you know I have to move stuff around if that happens.
Schmovement. Okay, we have... What is it? What did Ann say? About 10 minutes before they show up? Do we want to just begin, and then they can join in when they're here, or do we want to wait? What's the verdict here?
Got any bonus memes? Anyone?
I don't know.
Because I have one.
Well, oh yeah, that's true. You said you had a bonus meme thing, didn't you? No, you were saying to mess around with the mic stuff pre-show. That's why I remember you saying.
Yeah, buy something else.
Okay. Also, as Dat Boy has just shown in the Twitch chat, okay, we got emotes, okay? Emotes done by Ann, okay? So you can mess around with those in the Twitch chat. And I think of the Discord server. I've also made them stickers on there, so enjoy those. Actually, this video won't play in a loop. That's where you're wrong, okay? You'll find out after the first hour and a half when the loop starts. Alright, Dat Boy? So you have to stick around for the entire thing to find out. I'll have you know. Yeah, Shadow's gonna fucking get you, okay? He's coming after you, Dat Boy. Don't fuck with him.
Yeah, me exactly.
Pot of Greed. True, that's what he read. He read Pot of Greed. This is from YouTube chat.
Pot of Greed is like 3 lines of text. The 3 words.
Trying to figure out how to say this person's name. It's the same person that joined the server, and I think was talking in one of the book club chats earlier. Sig Sandro de Shannon. Sup, Pot of Greed. Thank you for showing up. I got 2 chats. I gotta check out the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. Okay, don't worry. Oh wait, we have a message in the Kick chat. Holy shit! It is.
Oh boy, here we go.
It is an emote. It is not spam. Well, so far it's not spam. Well, so far it's not spam. So far it's just an emote. It's a Sailor Moon Sippy, but it doesn't look like a Sailor. It looks. Well, I mean, unless this is a Sailor Moon character, I don't know. It just looks like a little furry chibi thing. I don't know what this is. Hello, Minako Okada. Minako Okada. Are you real? Are you a real person? Are you not a bot?
That's a hell of a thing to ask.
I mean, it's Kick. Nobody joins my Kick chat unless they're a fucking bot. So, I don't know. All they sent was an emote, though, so they could be real. It's possible. It's very possible.
That's how they get shit, chat. That's how they rope you in.
It's true. It's true. I get those text messages all the time from those scams trying to pretend to be like, oh, sorry, I thought you were Shannon or whatever. But you must have accidentally texted the wrong number.
The furniture? Huh?
You must have accidentally texted the wrong number. But, you know, it must be fate that we started talking. And they say, no, this isn't fate. This is Umineko. And they're like, oh,
that reminds me. Ari, can furniture use the Second Amendment? Yes or no?
This is an important question. This is important, okay? I didn't hear them say in Red that furniture can use guns. I didn't hear them say that. So.
Also, why is the Battler cosplayer just like carrying like a photo, like a photo of Beatrice?
Because you need Beatrice with you at all times.
Is this like a thing that happens at some point with Battler just has a photo of her and just carry her everywhere? Did you get too attached?
That would be amazing. There's just an episode where he shows up, like it's just the regular 2 days on Rokenjima, but he just always carries around this mini portrait of Vito.
No, it's actually the first portrait just shrunken down. That's what they did with the first one when they replaced it.
Yeah, but it's just that, but he's...
All right. I guess we will, let's see here.
Also, I don't know if it's... I met up with some of my Umineko friends on Saturday, which was the day that I took most of the Umineko pictures. There was actually another Shannon cosplay I didn't take a picture of. But one of them said that the canon cosplayer was the Battler one.
Oh, he's got 2. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, because they were like, yeah, I saw the Battler yesterday, and he said he's going to be canon today. But I'm not sure if it was the same Battler, because again, there's like 40,000 something people at Otakon.
Hold on, wait.
I thought you were about to say there's 40,000 Battlers.
Oh wait, I'm gonna show the cosplay pics on the stream. Hold on, let's see here. Okay, so we got a Beatrice. Well, actually, there's 2 photos of the Beatrice, but here's one of them. God, OBS makes it just huge, and then it takes forever for me to shrink it down.
It is such a beautiful dress in person. I'm so jealous.
God damn. Oh, wait. There we go. I can do this.
I love all of the little extra embellishments they added to it.
Nice little details. Let's see.
Very pretty.
Next, we got furniture. Where's the furniture? We got oh, god damn it. Furniture. There we go. I need to find out ways that people do this shit with OBS easier. There has to be an easier way to do this than how I do it.
Pope, seethe mold.
Okay, there you go. Furniture has guns. They have guns. It's fucked up. Okay, then... Where's the Battler one? Oh, I think the Battler one was before this, right? Yeah, it was before this.
Yeah, it was the first one, because I was just like, oh my gosh, there's Umineko here?
There's a lot of it, apparently.
That was
In the-
Friday. There was
in the
quite
wild.
a few Land of the Lustrous ones, too, but I didn't get any pictures of them.
Oh.
I was just very shocked. I was just like, Umineko? I didn't see any Higurashi ones, but Umineko came out in droves, and I support.
So I don't think I think I mentioned this to Shadow, but I don't know if I mentioned this to anybody else here. But one of the when I sent a couple of the Umineko photos in this other server I'm in, one of the other people in it. So this is not the story I told you about. One of the other people that's in the server said he apparently used to work for the streamer, the Battler streamer.
What?
Cellbit. I guess he used to work for him. I don't know. I don't remember doing what. I think he explained it though. But it was something like, it was like a meme in his community, and he just fucking hated his time playing Umineko, or like was talking shit about it or whatever, or some shit like that. But like the whole point of it was the stream just watching him suffer, or some shit like that.
It's him going insane, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the streamer experience, honestly. Like,
That's
not
the
spoiling your
Umineko
marbles.
experience.
That's just the experience in general, honestly.
What's that maple syrup drinker gonna do? This is
You
me
talking
shooting.
shit?
This is me shooting shots at Canada. I got a gun. I said Canada. Why did I say Canada? God, I'm becoming like, I don't know what's going on with me. I said Canada because I'm looking at Shannon. The
Whoa,
Shannon
these are some
cosplay.
wild
I'm like,
theories
Canada.
you're coming up with. My
Okay.
goodness.
So obviously,
Always knew she was Canadian. No wonder you can hold the gun like that.
obviously, bro, I need YouTube chat to get rid of this dumb fucking like. You know how it has like the emote, like the heart button and the smiles or whatever, like the
Yes.
emotes you can do? Yeah, you can't get rid of it, so it just cuts off like a little bit of the chat when I go to read it. It's because it's blocking it.
I mean, why not? You know, look,
Well,
you've
because
seen
it's-
Twitch's mobile UI now. Okay, it looks like shit. Okay,
Well, this is YouTube, okay? YouTube is worse with some of this shit, okay? They,
which is impressive.
you know? All right. We have waited. We've delayed long enough.
Wait, no,
Hopefully-
hold on. I have one more thing.
Okay, what's your... And one more thing. Just one more thing. One more
Alright.
thing.
So I'd like to apologize to Ari because I lied 2 weeks ago.
Holy
What?
shit.
Okay.
A liar on
Remember-
this stream?
Remember it's Spirit Caller? I was talking with the 1,439 cards.
Yeah.
I lied apparently. There's 1,440 cards. And one of the cards is in the code of the game, but is unobtainable within the game.
Base?
Are you
Base?
talking about Spirit Caller?
Yes. Okay.
It's my favorite episode of Umineko.
Okay. Now it is possible to get it, but you have to go through some hoops to get this. Alrighty. So one, you don't know it's in the game, by the way. So there's the first problem. What you gotta do is you gotta wait like, was it 4 or 5 months after Spirit Call got released and play Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2007, and like you have to get through most of the game to get Mash Chopper, and then you can trade exactly that card from that game to that, and no other new cards, and that's how you get it. Also, the game lies to you and says you have 100% before you've gotten those 4 cards, so you don't even know.
This is like some Finding Cinderella trolling, okay?
It is. But it wasn't a troll. This is just a badly designed game.
Oh,
I believe it.
like Fate?
Damn. Damn.
Also,
Anyways, Fate
from
Stay Night
recent-
Remaster is now out on Steam and apparently is not broken anymore, right? Are we good now on Fate Stay Night? Or
Are we
Yes.
good?
okay, all right. So go get that. Go get that if you're interested.
Oh, and also, we're going through the achievement where you have to summon every individual Yu-Gi-Oh monster in the game, and boy, oh boy, there's some quality here, like T-posing Blue Eyes.
I believe it. Honestly,
Is that
that's
in
me.
general?
That's me,
Oh,
IRL.
my name wraps weirdly on the Twitch. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, that's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be.
Devastating.
I
I
know.
feel like a Nyan Bacon Witch might fit in, but I feel like it'd be a little too weird.
That doesn't look as cool or like suit the title as well. You know, you gotta have the name and then the title.
Maybe
Why don't you
like
just
Bacon
go-
Witch Nyan.
Yeah, why don't you just call yourself the Bacon Witch? That'll definitely fit, right?
Will it? Let's see.
I am the
That's
Bacon Wit channel.
Okay. There you go.
You fool! You
You're-
fall into the meat section of the supermarket store. You're powerless here.
I was already in the meat section of the supermarket store.
Oh boy! All right, now that we've assorted our different meats for our sandwiches, okay, let's begin with the book club. Okay, welcome everybody to another exciting week of Anime Book Club here on YouTube.wolfborg.com, Twitch.wolfborg.com, and Kick.wolfborg.com, all at the same time every single week. And our usual time, of course. We were not late to start, okay? We were not waiting for anybody, okay? This is exactly
not late.
when we always intended to start. You guys just didn't know it, but we always just intended to start at 9:21 p.m. exactly, okay? I'm just letting you all know this is exactly when we plan to start. So, we are here again talking about Umineko, When They Cry, the manga specifically. And this week, we are wrapping up episode 3, Banquet of the Golden Witch. But before we get started with the discussion, let's go over our usual cast that we have here today in alphabetical order as usual. Arimia, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Arimia. I like Umineko.
Anything else?
That's their only personality trait.
I like Umineko.
sorry. Umineko and D. Gray Man.
Fate Stay Night is out on Steam and Switch, and it's actually playable now, and it's not bugged anymore. You can play it fully in English for the 20th anniversary. One of the most iconic and influential visual novels is now playable in English on Steam, and it's not bugged anymore.
Define playable.
It's
The images make sense and correspond to the words presented to you.
Yeah, and the reviews haven't been turned off yet.
yeah, when things are falling from the ceiling and supposed to be like, rubble or whatever, you're not going to see like CGs from 5 random scenes instead as sound effects
You're not
play,
gonna get you're not gonna get literal screenshots dropping down from the screen instead of rubble. That is not an exaggeration, and I'm pulling up the video right now.
Wow, you do that. Well, all right. It's glad to see the Aniplex check cleared, and we got to chill out on Fate's Day Night. Next up, me, Wolfborg, a.k.a. Battlerborg, for the sake of Umineko. You can also call me Chaplain, okay? I'm the host of the YouTube channel, Twitch channel, and Kick channel that you are probably viewing this on somewhere, or the VOD, if you're watching the VOD, okay? Thank you so much for coming to join us. And I am very excited to continue the discussion of Umineko. It is getting more and more interesting with every single episode. I am fucking hyped with the shit that we're reading now, okay? And I am.
Like, how many volumes for you to get excited?
What? I was excited with the other volumes too. Fuck you guys. I'm trying to hype up Umineko, okay? I'm trying to hype it up, okay? Because I have nothing else to say because I didn't think of what to recommend, all right? But that's not the problem here, okay? The problem is that I don't know what else to say. So next up is Shadow Pawn. Introduce yourself.
I am Shadow. Now, despite what you think, I didn't get a new mic. What actually happened is my birthday happened and puberty hit all at once, and now everything makes sense. Nyan, I'm
I believe
sorry.
it.
I understand why you're downplayed for women now.
Damn. All right. He's unlocked the mysteries of life. Once he turned, how old are you now? Like 20?
Like 20.
Is that just when everything comes down and like you realize everything clicks and your voice drops
Look,
or whatever?
Look,
Like,
puberty came late, okay? I don't know what to tell you.
it happens. I believe it. All right. Next up, we have Nyan Bacon. Introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Nyan and or Andy. You may hear me referred to as all three. You should you should read the fan fiction that I haven't written yet, because the only eating disorder fan fiction in the Umineko fandom that exists is about Beatrice having an eating disorder, and I'm sorry, That bitch does not have an eating disorder, okay? It's only Battler. But no one's capitalized on this yet, so I will be the first. I just haven't written it yet.
Hold on, I dropped something. Okay, what about the eating disorder fan fiction? Are we reading eating disorder? Are we promoting eating disorder fan fiction? Is that what we're doing
I'm
here?
not promoting eating disorders. I'm just saying that the Battler having an eating disorder has somehow not been capitalized upon, despite the fact that he has not eaten a single thing in the entire series so far. So I will be the first, and you guys will be the first to know.
It's like it's so weird, but like I can believe it's a coincidence is the problem.
That's just a wild statement. I'm not here to capitalize on eating disorders, but you know,
I said I'm not here to promote eating disorders. I will, however, capitalize on eating disorders.
Okay,
Except
sorry, my bad.
Except I won't capitalize
Based,
because you can't make money off of fan fiction.
Okay,
Yet.
all right. Not yet. Not with that attitude. All right. Well, thank you so much to the Bacon Witch. That's your current name. I like it. It's good. Next up,
Yippee.
we have Turando. Introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Trinda, and I like to read.
And that's all you need to be here. So welcome once again, everybody. It's time to get into the end of episode 3. And as usual, I start with the words, holy fucking shit, okay? All right, so we are still in the era of Evatriss's reign. And I was already seeing complaints from Nyan about it, okay? I was already seeing complaints. You want to get into your complaints first?
It was just, like, it was genuinely so hard to get through this because I just wanted to skip everything with Avatrice. She wasn't an interesting character. She, like Beatrice and Battler said, like, she was just there to cause violence. So I was like, oh, like, you know, you can handle a couple scenes with that. Like, I could handle it a little bit with, like, Rosa and Maria, and, like, as her character introduction, that made sense. But it kept fucking hammering it in, and I was like, I don't want to read this. I want to get back to the whole thing with, like, Beatrice and Battler that we got, and, like, we got a little bit of it with, like, Avatrice and Battler, and I was like, oh, like, that's pretty cool, even though, like, she's acting pretty childish. It's cool to kind of see that character take on, like, the mind games, but it was, like, it was so boring. Every part with her was fucking boring.
Damn. All right, I don't know if I'd be that harsh about it, okay?
Dang.
I don't think she was that boring, okay? But I will say though, I was a lot more interested in her in the volumes we read last week. The volumes we read this week, I was not as interested with Avatrice as like the antagonist here, because they felt like at some point I was thinking like, oh, this feels like this is like the finale of Umineko, and then I'm like, but we have 5 more episodes, so obviously she's not gonna last.
Yeah.
So
how
we
I
got
felt.
some time here, you know.
yeah, so I'm already like not worried about Avatrice as like a long-term thing, because I'm just expecting something to happen for us to get rid of her. I am surprised at how far we dove into the Beatrice like becoming vulnerable and like becoming like the good guy in this loop of it or whatever, being the one who like saves the day here, essentially, because Battler could not defeat Avatrice, and so Beatrice had to like basically cheat, you know, or I would call it cheating if you're just saying the answer so that Battler wins. I would call that cheating if you're just saying the answer, but I don't know. So, all right, but there's a lot to unpack.
Cheating, and that's also part of why I felt like Avatrice was really boring, because she pulled the whole like red string bondage thing on Battler or whatever, and I was like, cool, like that doesn't make it fun. Like, you've ruined it. Congratulations, you've ruined it.
No, that part of it I'm fine with. What I wasn't as fine with is the whole like she says the answer, but he like blocks his ears, and then we just go to like the. But now once you read the ending bit, you understand why things happen like that. But before we get into that, we'll go back. We'll rewind. Hit the rewind of the tape. Okay, hit rewind. All right.
On back.
Going all the way back. Okay.
You're probably wondering how we got here. We'll tell you all
You're
about
probably
it.
wondering how we got to what the fuck is going on with this shit, okay? And the answer is, Battler starts off saying, Beatrice, I'm done with your shit. I don't accept you as my opponent. Get out of my face. I don't want to see you again. You've done too much heinous shit. And Beatrice, since the last one we read, is already getting very sad at the things Battler's saying and how angry he is. And she's like, I just want to play. I just wanted to play. Why is he so upset that we murdered his family members over and over and over again? I didn't do it. That was Amatrice. I mean, I was doing it in the last loops, but she's doing it now, so it's not me. I didn't do that. So Beatrice has given up. Beatrice has given up her shit. Amatrice is in charge now, but Beatrice still has powers and is still somehow the player in the game going on, even though she has no control over it anymore. And so Battler's just saying, get out of my face, and then she leaves, and Renove, is that how you pronounce it? Renove? I forget. Her little butler furniture there takes over in her stead. They have debates about the certain events of the killings, specifically what happened with Ava, Hideyoshi, what happened for Rosa and Maria's deaths. Like, how could they have died? And he was trying to come up with ways, like, maybe they died by, maybe, like, Rosa accidentally killed Maria, and then she got shocked and fell and, like, got stabbed through or some shit like that. And Renove's just saying stuff in red text to deconfirm that or whatever. But, again, all of this is just, like, we cut away from most of that. We cut away from a lot of the logical arguments with Battler or whatever until, like, towards the end. And then it's a shit ton of it, and I really enjoyed when we got into that. But we basically don't see Battler for a while, because he's just done with this shit. So most of this was just focused on what was going on with Avatrice, Beatrice, and, like, the surviving people that are still there, and how we get to, like, the last deaths that happen. So this was essentially a whole story that was trying to show us Beatrice going through their own little journey.
Allegedly.
Their own little journey of being like, I'm not a true witch, because of how I've been behaving and the way I've been using magic. It's not really like the kind of behavior that is becoming of a witch in Battler's eyes, it seems. And so she's been questioning what it means. And then also reverting back to her old thoughts with her mentor and what they were going through with that, right? So, like, the mentor explaining, like, witches use magic in certain ways to, like, influence certain things and things like that. Oh, yeah, wait. Before we get started, too, I just want to quickly mention, because I think Ari was here typing in chat, but I don't think we actually heard Ari explain a lot of things for the last volume stuff in this current loop, unless we were reading some of it out. I don't remember. Did you have anything that you wanted to mention? Did you have anything that you wanted to mention, I guess, that we didn't bring up last week?
I think the only thing would be probably, I think there was some confusion last week about, like, the differences between the game pieces and, like, so, like, their overworlds, that's kind of like the Tea Party versus the actual Rokenjima. So those are technically two different worlds. So there's Rokenjima, which is essentially think of it as a chessboard now.
Yep.
And every person that is on Rokenjima is a chess piece. And most of those are controlled by Beatrice, because she is the game master here. She is the one running these things. Battler's piece, so Battler that is on Rokenjima, who is not aware of fighting Bito, he is controlled by himself in the overworld. And then you've got the overworld versions of themselves, which is, Battler, Bito, and the demons and stuff. And usually the ones that are in that overworld will control themselves on the game piece. So that's why you see sometimes that, like, Bito on Rokenjima will talk about things that are like, Battler and this, Battler's not happy that I'm I'm doing this in this game. That's why you'll see her sometimes talk about that on Rokenjima, because she is controlling herself, essentially.
I was getting a little confused by that, because I wasn't sure if she was just going to Rokenjima and then doing these things, or if it was... Yeah, okay.
Think of it as a chessboard, and this Rokenjima is now the game itself that they are playing.
It's actually more like The Sims 4. Thank you very much.
Actually,
think of it like The Sims 4.
Actually, it's kind of like the final duel from final show game from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, so
I'm just saying that it kind of gives Sims 4. That's all.
So I'm a little confused by that, because it seemed like would actions that happen towards Beatrice on Rokenjima also affect Beatrice outside of Rokenjima, though? Because it seemed like they went to kill Beatrice, right? And then they lost their form or whatever, or I'm confused on that.
Because Avatrice killed Beatrice when she was on Rokenjima, but did Avatrice kill the Beatrice or the actual Beatrice?
I'm also forgetting the twist at the end, to where none of that probably actually even happened anyway. So what am I saying? Okay, I'm just losing everything.
We can just ignore all that.
Yeah, I keep forgetting
All
that factor.
part of the plan, baby.
Okay. Also, real quick, for Sandro in the YouTube chat, yes, I do see the YouTube messages, but I don't want to stop to read every message until we get a little break later on. So if you send messages in the chats, you guys are more than allowed to in any of the chats, but we may not actually sit down and read them out loud or address some of them until a later point in the show, just to let you guys know. So you can send whatever, but we may not address it until later. So all right, anyways, so we had the whole brief little mini debate with Renove about the killings to Maria and Rosa. Ended up being that he ends up was it resigning or whatever, and so he keeps telling information to Beatrice still, even though she's not supposed to be there or not supposed to be involved with the game anymore. But they had a nice little scene where Beatrice is just in another room, just being so how's Battler doing? And he's oh, he's very much going to be ready to play with you soon. He seems like he's getting bored, so he's going to be very excited to have you, as his opponent soon. Very much, I can see it. And she's all happy as fine, oh yes, oh boy. Listen. I don't know. I like the little these moments with Beatrice in these episodes, in both this volume and the last one, where it's Beatrice basically, it seems like having a love interest in Battler now, just straight on, at least appearance wise. Appearance wise, it seems like it, because it seems I really like Battler. I just want to play with him. He's very interesting and cool and smart. Okay, and I just want to, there's nobody else that's as cool as him to talk with. That kind of attitude is the vibe I'm getting with her. And it's cute with the expressions. I like the expressions a lot of what we see of Beatrice.
Expressions this time.
Very, very good expressions. If you start spamming the expressions, do not expect me to start pasting them on the stream, okay? There's a lot of them, okay? There's a lot of them. We'd be here all day.
we can do that later.
We're here all
but
day.
we can do that all day. We can do that.
Well, what is this? What is this we? What is this we? You say this we you're the one putting. Yeah, it's me. It's me. You're gonna be subjecting me to it with Shadow with the stay hydrated fucking redeems. Okay, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Okay.
I have to save my points.
Good.
In case
I hope
weird.
I hope you waste all of your points on stay hydrated so you can never use them for other things. That's what I hope. I hope that you can't redeem FBI Open Up ever again. All right. I hope for it.
I have to budget out my points now.
Doesn't Nine get a multiplier on points because they're subscribed?
Oh shit, do I? That's really funny.
Okay.
Yeah, Chap, when are you gonna add a karaoke stream, redeem?
You don't want a karaoke stream for me. I don't know why you think you do, but you don't want a karaoke stream for me. I don't know why. Don't know why you're thinking. This is not Umineko. Okay, this is not Umineko. Listen, I'm crying right now.
You keep saying Umineko the musical.
Chappy Neko, okay? This is me crying right now.
Umineko when Chap cries.
All right, we had several more killings happen, okay? We had Kairi, Rudolph, and Hideyoshi heading out to go and get food. For some reason, Kairi decided we need to leave this place that we're currently somewhat safe in to go get food.
For one day, by the way.
that battler will not eat, by the way. So,
Oh, I like to mention. I think we passed the point where. Actually, never mind.
I loved how when Badler was trying to figure out why Kyrie would want them to do that, he's like, "We wouldn't. A day without food wouldn't kill us." And I'm just thinking, bro, you've never eaten. You've never eaten, bro.
Immortal. I don't even tell you.
She's probably worried for you specifically.
She knows that he's going through some shit.
Through
She's
shit.
like, dude, he's gotta eat.
That's not
Boy's
good.
gotta eat.
So
Gotta get this man some beans.
So Kyrie and Rudolph go off to do. Kyrie and Rudolph are like going to do it, and they invite Hideyoshi so that they have another guy with a gun there. So basically, Rudolph and Hideyoshi have guns, and they go off to the place. And things happen. We are shown events and then explain how they most likely happened later. And the events were shown, if I remember correctly, is that the Avatris showed up, sent out some of the sisters to start fighting them, the 7 sisters. I think it was the Sloth and Envy were the 2 sisters this time. I forget what their actual names were. But they were sent out to go fight. The Sloth went to go fight Rudolph, and Envy went to go fight Kyrie. Kyrie, whatever. Okay. So, I really, I would have appreciated the little lines a little more about Envy just saying, "Oh, you have this nice life. I'm jealous," without like addressing the fact that she's Envy, but like they made it a crucial part of her character where she's like, "The more envious I am, the more powerful I get." And I was talking about that. I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I would have liked that a little bit more if like we didn't directly say that this is a direct power correlation thing. I don't know. I mean, I still think the 7 sisters are fun in their own way. They all have their own unique thing that's fun. I like the Sloth character just being like, yeah, just relax. I'll make it quick. You don't have to do anything. Just let me kill you, Rudolph. Like, because it's Sloth, right? So, but
And Rudolph is just flirting with her.
like they didn't have to do a whole speech about like the more lazy you are, the more powerful I become, or some shit like that. It was, but in the case of Envy, it was more an excuse to have some backstory about Kyrie, which turned out to be very important. There was a few callbacks that happened this week that I did not expect to become callbacks. So, first of all, I had already seen what the cover for episode 4 was. And I'd seen this girl on the cover. And I was thinking to myself, who the fuck is this character? Is this older Maria? Or is this a different witch? Or who is this? Who am I looking at on the cover? And then Kyrie's saying something about a new person's name who I don't remember has been mentioned before. Maybe they were, but I don't remember. Another family member that's not there called Ange, who is her daughter.
I literally think that when I sat my poor supervisor, my Santa supervisor, I sat her down to talk to her about today's reading because I was so annoyed at the fact that they introduced Ange 3 fucking episodes into the series.
I'm pretty sure. No, she is brought. I'm not sure if it was in the manga, but she is brought up in the earlier ones. But it's more of a passing thing, just like, oh yeah, Angie isn't here with us today because she's sick.
I'd imagine if she was brought up, it was like. If she was brought up, it was like a passing line towards like episode 1 or whatever, and that's why because I'm too busy at that time learning the names of the people that are on the island to pay attention to the names of people that aren't on the fucking island.
There's a lot of characters here. Okay, we got a whole ensemble.
There's so many characters. That was another thing that my supervisor was like, I don't know how to keep track of all of this, and I was like, listen. It would be so much easier if I was able to give you visuals. So then I showed her, after I was talking about it, I showed her a picture of Canon, because I was like, dude, look at how cool this art is. And she was like, okay, so which one is that? And I was like, I didn't even mention him when I was talking to you about it, because that's a whole other thing that we don't have time to get into.
Oh, boy. So maybe Angie was mentioned in episode 1 or something like that in the manga. If it did happen, we didn't pay attention to it because we're too busy learning about everything else. So maybe, but in my
like 20, 30 characters.
Just
18.
me.
There's only 18 guys.
just me knowing the cover of episode 4's first volume and being like, who the fuck is she? And then, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, maybe that's like an older Maria, and there's some funky shit where we get an older Maria. Now we're introduced to a new character. I'm like, oh, so it must be this new character. And naturally, they do come up later. Oh, shit. So that's one thing. The other thing was the smoking bit. The beginning of this episode, starting with the fact that Ava is yelling at Rudolph and Hideyoshi for smoking on the boat there, or something like that. That has a callback later on. I did not expect that to have a callback later on, but it did.
The
and it kind of worked.
part of the story.
It was
No,
kind of
it
an integral
totally
callback.
works.
It was like, but okay. So the fight's happening. We're seeing this fight between the two seven sisters there, and Kyrie and Rudolph. Okay, they're winning. They're winning against both of them, I think, right? I'm trying to remember. Kyrie.
Yeah.
Kyrie crushed the other one. There was like a whole back and forth about how Envy is like growing more powerful the more jealous she is of her life, and then Kyrie is just like, I've literally been jealous for like 18 years. You were jealous for like a week of your sisters? Girl, I've been jealous for like 18 years because my husband, my current husband, had got some other girl pregnant. I was his first lover, and he got some other girl pregnant, so he ended up having to marry her. I also had a child, but it ended up being stillborn. But maybe if it wasn't, maybe he would have married me. I don't know. I eventually had a child with him, but, you know, still, my life got a little fucked for a while over that. It's kind of fucked up. So it was a whole, like, thing. And then they shot him, right? I think they shot...
Ari, I have a question. It's very important, okay?
Okay.
Is envy the source of a woman's power? Is this true?
Is it?
No, clearly all women are focused on like witchcraft and stuff and
that's true.
fortune telling.
Yeah.
Didn't
that's
you
all they do.
read the previous
I
volumes?
want to be sure, okay?
Shadow,
It was already said there. Did you not read?
Shadow, as we mentioned before, you've just gone through puberty, so you should be into sports and everything now, right? So you just go through a football, okay? Now.
You should be really not into fortune telling and
I
tarot
thought it
reading.
was kind of weird that they sent Pride after Rudolph and not Lust.
No, they sent
No,
Sloth after.
Sloth.
Oh, even
Yeah,
worse.
Sloth.
They sent Pride after Canon.
Yes, yep.
Okay, I don't agree with those choices, but all right.
I mean,
Like,
Rudolph.
I
I mean,
think
look
Trust
at
is
him.
doing the
like,
best, okay?
He is such. I mean, he's a womanizer. You know, that's his whole thing.
Yeah,
He
and
was
listen, he was hitting on Sloth, okay? And then Kyrie shows up, it's like, oh, I sensed you were hitting on a woman. He's like, I sure was, but you're better than her, so...
Look, they couldn't have sent Asmodeus after him, okay? That would not
True,
No
true,
shade.
that would not have gone well.
Honestly, that's fair.
That would not have gone well. But his fight was, like, funny and cool, where he's just like, listen, can I just have, like, one more duel? Just my last request, give me a duel. Like we each have guns, stand back to back, and walk around. He sets it up so the other one's just gonna be right in front of Beatrice or Avatrice.
right in front of Ava.
And they do the 3 steps. He's like, oh, you didn't realize, which is because they were like bragging about that. I could instantly jump out of the way of your bullet. He's like, okay, if you say so. And then he's like, all right, so now you could either take the bullet or fucking Avatrice dies. Which is it gonna be?
It's so interesting that we have all of these fight scenes and stuff. I hold on. I have to think of
I can
words.
hear your mouth movements.
You can do it.
Nayan.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I was just thinking about how, like, if we ignore the whole fact that it's the fight between Burst Castle and Lambda Delta, which is what I was talking to my supervisor about, the whole thing boils down to the fact that Battler is trying to prove that witches didn't do this, right?
Yep.
So I think that it's so interesting that they still end up putting as much effort as they do into the supernatural fights, and then, like, because there's no way to prove that that's what happened. I don't know. It's such a stupid comment, but it's like, I don't know, that fight went on for, like, what, 2 chapters? I don't fucking remember. And then at the end, it's just like...
The chapters are long. The chapters are long, so
the chapters are long. That's fair, but it's just like, yeah, we spent all of that looking at, you know, like, oh, how is Kyrie able to stop envy? Like, even if you just like look beyond that, it's like that's engaging with the occult. I thought that adults had more like anti-magic toxins or whatever. So how would she be able to do that? Why would, you know, was Rudolph able to be impervious or like shoot them or whatever? But then at the end, it doesn't fucking matter.
Right, but this is a murder mystery where the whole thing is that it's a time loop, so they're gonna die regardless. The leading up to the deaths is more to get the character growth and find out more about each of them. It's like, I think this is the first mention of Kirie's like whole thing with a battler's mother, like Asumu.
Yeah.
Where it's like actually explains a bit more of like, yeah, no, Kirie is his second wife, and there's a reason for that. You know, think of it like we're in a time loop here, where the game board is being reset with every episode. So these deaths, the parts in between them, is supposed to be more of finding out more of the mystery of Rokkenjima.
What's the answer?
That's for you to find out.
Oh my
I hope
God.
you've been thinking about it.
All right, on the topic of guns, I gotta mention this.
Yes.
This is solvable by now.
Oh shit, for real? Because I've been so focused on like how pretty the art is, and definitely not how hot Beatrice is, and like all of the stuff that's been happening between the witches that I forgot to think about the Rokkenjima history.
Everybody, one at a time. One at a time.
Absolutely solvable.
I mean, I already have the solution. Okay, I know the solution. I already know it. It's boring, but I know the solution already. Okay,
Oh, you do?
They all died on the way to Rokkenjima, and Rokkenjima is just purgatory. That's it. They just sunk, and this is all purgatory. Duh. Obviously, give it the lost ending. All right, get fucked.
No, I'm on the side of Battler's in 88 weeks, and he's having a psychotic episode.
I believe it. I believe
Support
it.
this one.
No. Okay. So.
All right, so on the topic of guns,
Yes.
they mentioned the fact that the guns have high anti-magic resistance and are the natural enemies of witches and demons.
I mean, guns are the natural enemy of everybody. I think so.
I constantly meme about how like the gun is the strongest weapon ever devised.
It just is.
Yeah, it is.
It just is. It just works. Yeah.
It's honestly impressive.
That's
how
why
they
in
do
this loop, we have multiple guns. Okay, the more witches there are, the more guns we get.
Multiplying.
That's
Each witch has a designated gun.
As Beto said, you know, the veil of magic has like been dissolved slowly, and now more people are popping up. So naturally, more guns keep popping up.
Yeah,
it.
there you
We gotta
go.
balance out the teams, okay? For every demon or
must-
witch, there has to be another gun.
It must
There's
be
the
the help
equation
that
to this.
it must be the help Burncastle promised. Okay, just here's some guns. No, Angie is supposed to be the pawn that they introduced because Angie
No, it's really
is
the
a thing.
guns.
But the guns probably also helped. I think if Burncastle gave them more guns, you know, this would go a lot smoother. I think so. Just give them some guns. Just give them all a gun. The American way. All right, so.
Maria, load the bullets.
So they basically defeat the sisters, and then Avatrice is like, all right, so you guys are like shit furniture. Old Beatrice gave me like dog shit furniture, so I'm just gonna make new ones. And we summon like bunny girls who like calculate velocity trajectory things of how to impale people with things, and it just never misses. What are these two in reference to? I'm assuming there's some kind of biblical reference or some kind of reference to some.
I remember the first in the
mythological
Bible,
thing or
chap. I'll
something.
be honest with you.
What are these things?
Mention the fucking
The Chiestal sisters or something like that?
Siesta sisters. We will find out more about them in episode 4.
They were
Okay.
like sort of explained. It was said that they were like one of the components for some god, but I don't remember because I was too focused on the fact that they were wearing bunny suits.
I mean, hey, you know. So
Chef, Nyan, I swear to God.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
You
So,
tried it
listen.
again.
Well, I didn't know if it was going to be something like the Seven Sisters, where you're just supposed to already know the seven deadly sins or whatever.
Like 200 of them or something.
400. 400.
Well,
They're like two
more.
specific. They're like two specific numbers, right?
Yeah, it's like
410
42
and 45.
Yeah,
Okay.
something. So there's definitely some like biblical, not necessarily biblical, but some like other, as I was saying
Reference.
like a couple streams ago, Western mythos component
I see.
to it, and that they definitely mentioned. I think Ronove actually said it, and I don't remember what it.
He did. He said that they're part of the Pendragon Corps.
Yeah.
Pendragon
Okay.
being Arthur Pendragon.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Arthur.
Saber! Holy shit!
Oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh!
They're sabers.
They're Saber faces. Oh no!
Please,
All comes back to
play
fate.
Kei Night Remastered on Steam and Switch right now.
Gotta play Yu-Gi-Oh! It'll be funny, I swear.
But you have to
Oh
play
my
the version of it
fucking
before it
God.
got patched. You have to play that version, okay?
Version
I think-
1.1.127.
Roll back.
That has taught me all VNs should have a randomizer option.
They
Okay, they
should.
should-
I want an
think-
Umineko randomizer.
I feel like Umineko's already on a randomizer with how I'm reading this shit. What is going on with these episodes?
What is happening?
Okay, so we bring in the new furniture. The new furniture get the job done. You're not fucking with the new furniture here, okay? Instant calculation, can't avoid them, and they get it done pretty fucking quickly. And then I think they also killed Hideyoshi too, right? Hideyoshi showed up and they're like, yeah, let's take care of him too. Or no, Hideyoshi tried to snap her out of it too, because he immediately recognizes her
Yeah.
as Ava. And he tries to, I think he slaps her or whatever.
Yeah.
He's trying to snap her out of it and be like, honey, what are you doing? Please, this is not you. This is not you. This is not your heart or whatever.
Literally.
And she's just like, no, I'm different. I'm built different. And then ends up getting killed too.
And he
So
kills him.
Yeah, so he's Hideyoshi, the kind soul that he is. Unfortunately, he's too kind for this world.
Kind soul.
I
Well-
was in public when I was reading this, so I couldn't cry because I'm not allowed to cry in public. But that scene and the scene when George was grieving Shannon's death were the two
Yep.
scenes that got me choked up. Hideyoshi does not deserve any of this. Okay.
Allegedly.
I was glad we actually had a moment for George to just grieve. Because it didn't
Yeah.
feel like we had. I mean, we did in like one of the episodes, but it didn't feel like it lasted very long. So I was glad for us to
George
just stop
fucking
everything.
Going through it right now.
Battler's just like, George, you're allowed to feel fucking sad, okay? Just go. Because he
I
was.
need
Don't
somebody
worry.
to tell me that. Being sad is for losers. Okay, your dad dies, just fucking take it in the teeth. Your girlfriend dies, cope.
That's what I would do.
That's what I am doing.
Okay, so next we had the confrontation between Beatrice and Avatrice, where Beatrice is like, "Hey, I thought I told you not to go crazy with torturing the dead bodies
this-
over and over again. Thought I told you not to do that." And Avatrice is like, "Who the fuck are you?
That's
Who?
necrophilia.
Who? Okay, Boomer, can you get out of here? Okay, this is the new age.
Okay, Ultra Boomer.
A former Beatrice, could you please leave? Get out of here.
Why
okay?
did the bite your navel and die literally start feeling like the flip the chessboard around for this episode? I got
Listen.
so sick of seeing her say that.
People got catchphrases, okay? Is this like a common Japanese saying? I don't understand it. Bite your navel and die?
I don't know.
I don't... Is this just like a little kid saying? I mean, I understand the point. The point is just for them to say, like, kill yourself or whatever. But they're a League of Legends player. I understand it. But I don't... Like, the belly button specifically? Or what? Okay.
Beatrice, the first League of Legends player.
Well,
Yeah, you
and
know?
they mentioned towards the end. Oh wait, no, that wasn't even related to the belly button thing. It was just the die forever was die for Ava. Never
Yeah.
mind. The belly button wasn't related.
I was getting worried that we were going to get some weird belly button torture shit later. We did not get that. So I'm glad for that.
Not yet.
We also
Not
did
yet.
not get...
5 more episodes, man.
We got time.
We
also
got
did-
time.
We also did not get more baking torture.
Beatrice,
Which-
get the cook.
which has happened twice
That hasn't
already.
eaten in weeks.
I was getting ready for there to be more baking torture with this episode being called the Banquet of the Golden Witch. I thought there was going to be like a big like torment with like feasts or whatever with this, but there really wasn't.
Maybe gotta get some goddamn food for once.
Because the whole time I'm reading this, I'm trying to figure out what the banquet means. Because the last episode, the turn meant like this is Beatrice's turn in the
It's still their
symbolic
turn.
game. The banquet, in my mind at this point, is representative of like the witch celebrating, getting to do what she wants. That's Avatrice getting to do whatever she wants, I'm assuming. Or it could also refer to the final celebration that it seemed like that they had together. Could
At the
refer to
end.
that too. Which is a whole thing that it has the M. Night Shyamalan twist, okay? So M. Night Shyamalan twist is a whole thing. There's like one other a big event I think we want to talk about first. The next set of killings. I mean, there's a couple other things, but like a big arc or whatever in between before we get to that part where that killing happened with all them. Meanwhile, Kraus and Natsuhi go missing. Well, not meanwhile. I guess it would be completely like immediately after. But like to the perspective of the people that are like the Ava that were told, because later on it's a whole theorized thing. The Ava that stayed in their room in the story. I'm doing quotes. You can't see them. The Ava that stayed in her room, and was it Battler or whatever? They're like, where is everybody? Where did they go? And then it turned out like several of them were killed by the new furniture that showed up. And George was convinced to leave by Beatrice. Beatrice trying to make up for her past wrongs
Allegedly.
by getting George to meet up with the body of Shannon and then bringing Shannon back to life so that they could be together, at least for a little bit, because they don't last very long before Avatrice shows up.
Like 5 seconds. Not very.
But Beatrice is just like, I lost most of my powers, but Battler's still upset with me. I don't know what it means to be a true witch anymore. So maybe if I just help these two with their relationship. You know, George is very desperate right now. He's crying, emotional. He really needs someone to come on and help him out. He's really wishing to see Shannon again. I'll help him out. Let's leave. Let's leave the room, George. Let's leave the room together. Let's leave the room. We'll go
Jump
see
out the
Shannon.
window.
We'll go see Shannon. Everything will be fine. And then he's dead. Obviously, he's dead. Shannon is brought back, at least from what we've seen, is brought back for a brief moment. Brought back
5
together.
seconds.
For like closure
yeah.
or whatever.
It does not last long. Avatrice finds them, instantly kills them. George is still like, well, you tried, Beatrice. We got to meet for like
You
a
did your
second.
best.
So thank you, I guess. And then that happens. Very emotional. I was like, I knew they weren't going to last long. I think there was was that the scene? There was one scene where some characters just like, oh, I'm so happy for you guys, or everything's working out. And then like several people died instantly. And I forget if that was the scene. There was one scene where that happened and I laughed. Because I'm like, this is a death flag. And then I turn the page, they're dead. Okay, well, that was faster than I expected. But all right.
The speed run's insane, honestly.
Yeah. So the George stuff happened. Then they went to Avatrice tried to kill Beatrice. Virgilia, that's her name, right? Her mentor there, Virgilia.
Yeah.
Took the attack or something like that. So Beatrice could get away. And then they made it look like Virgilia disappearing was Beatrice being killed, because they said witches don't leave bodies behind, so they must have killed Beatrice. But it was really just that Beatrice got away. But I couldn't tell if Virgilia was supposed to have been killed, but it was in the real world, in Rokunjima, so it wasn't in like the other world. So none of it fucking matters, I guess, in the end. Runaway the whole time is just is supposed to serve Avatrice, but is really just on Beatrice's side and just helping them out every step of the way. Like, even concealing magic later on so that Beatrice and Jessica can like escape before she's killed or whatever, because that's a whole other thing. Jessica is convinced that Ava had to have been the one that killed everybody, and which is correct. Which is very much correct to assume, because she was. But she made the mistake of You must be the killer. And then grabbing for the gun, fighting over the gun, and then getting shot in the, well, like grazed in the eye or something like that. Something about her eyes got fucked.
The
And
muzzle
now-
flash got, yeah, he's just blinded her.
And now it's like, okay, well, now you can't see for the rest of this loop. The doctor takes her away, goes to treat her. Now you're in a room by yourself, and you can't see.
And there's
then
a witch with who knows what.
The doctor's like, let me step outside for a second. Gets insta-killed. And then the witch is like, now, this will be fun. You can't see? Ooh, now I'm going to have a lot of fun. Apparently,
Hello?
What was the other thing she said? If you can't see...
If you can't see, then your anti-magic toxins are 0. You just have none because you can't see.
Okay, I will say, too, the introduction of the concept of anti-magic toxins, I do not like this as a weird concept here. Maybe it's just the name that I don't like, because anti-magic toxins. What? You can't just say anti-magic or like some kind of resistance to magic. You have to say anti-magic toxins. I don't know, something about it. I don't like that as a concept. Being like, there's weird rules. There's just weird rules. Like, if you close your eyes, you're more susceptible to magic. Oh, you emit less anti-magic toxin. Okay, well, what do I know? So, she can't see. She's getting tortured by the ASMR of Avatris, okay? Because that's literally what it was. It was ASMR torture.
ASMR torture. That's
Pretty
such a good way to
much.
phrase it.
And then she's being led out by Beatrice, who has snuck into the room. Well, no, Beatrice did not. Beatrice brought back the ghost of Canon to talk to Jessica and lead her out of the room in a safe way. The whole time that was happening, I was just thinking, is this going to end up being Avatris just tricking her and then torturing her later
we do a
on?
little trolling,
That's entirely what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, she can't actually see whether or not that's really canon. So for all I know, this is Avatris just fucking with her. I don't fucking... Like, why isn't Avatris in the room killing her yet? But it was because of, like, there was a barrier put up, I think, in the room by Beatrice.
Yeah.
And so it was, like, delaying them. And then eventually they snuck out. But they eventually got... No. They hid behind a curtain. Did they get killed? I don't remember. Did they get killed?
Jessica just hid behind a curtain, and then it went to a different thing.
Okay. Well, I think at that point was when it went into the whole Battler comes back thing, right? Because then it was a whole... She went... Oh, I remember what it was. She had sealed the door to the room where... Beatrice had sealed the room where Canon and Jessica were hiding behind the curtain in there. And she was standing in front of the door. It was like, I'm not going to let you in there. I'm going to... Like, I refuse to die as the new furniture and Avatris were just like just doing whatever they can to kill her over and over again, and she's just like, no, not dying. So they was that someone they like tear off pretty much all of her body, and her heart is still floating in the air. It's like, nope, not dead yet, can't stop me. And then Ronove's like, well, guess that means she wins. She's a real witch. She's a true witch. You're now former Beatrice again. Get fucked.
What's up? Plus ratio.
But then the heart just like goes to the ground and dies again. So I don't understand what the fuck any of that was supposed to be, but it was supposed to be like a whole like Beatrice has finally become a true witch. She's done everything she can to learn the value of the limited lifespan of humans and to value life more, because as a endless witch, she has not understood the concept in a long time, because you forget that after a while, and then you start doing sick, twisted torment to people.
It's
because
like 1,000 years, we have a lot of time to work with to forget things.
So like there was definitely a lot of deep like themes explored with the concept of like how eternity has affected witches, the mindset of witches and all that. And it's supposed to be a big thing, and then we go back to the meta world. And Battler finally steps back in after fucking ages. And then I fucking loved that the rest of what was going on especially more. Like, I was already excited for what was happening before. I was interested in it. But once Battler stepped back in and we're getting into the logical arguments and shit, I'm like sitting up in my chair, okay? I'm
Where
like,
he,
all right,
where
here we
he
go.
drags Ava by the collar
Yep,
into
yep.
the meta world.
Yeah, and Ava's just like, the fuck what is all this? I don't even know what this.
No,
Nobody's
they get
explained
you.
this to me. Nobody's explained this. Battler's that powerful. He can drag other things out into there. That's just how powerful he is. He's the GOAT. That's why.
Not eating for who
That's
knows
why-
how long.
That's why I'm Battlerborg right now. Okay, I'm on Team Battler. Okay, you can't stop him. You can't stop him once he gets going. Well, I mean, it seemed like you could stop him towards the end of this episode, but that was a part of the plan.
Oh,
That was a part of the plan. It was all a trick. It was all a trick, you know.
all
So-
elaborate ruse.
All right, so there's a bunch of logical debates about each of the deaths in order, and Avatris does not understand the rules of how, or is not familiar with how the game is played. They explain to her briefly that she's essentially Battler's here to try to argue that witches are not real, and the way that they're doing is through these seeing who can defeat the other in these logical arguments about setting up the crime scenes. As we've known from previous episodes, the goal of the witches' side is typically to try to create deaths in which cannot be explained in any manner other than a witch doing it, thereby proving witches exist. Whereas the human side, Battler side, is to argue that there is some kind of logical explanation for it and that witches don't exist. And this is essentially the core of the arguments that they're having, because they're in a sort of like, what would you call this at this point? Like sort of I wouldn't say it was a stalemate, but like a little purgatory meme or whatever, where Battler will not allow his soul to like move on to the Golden Land, because he refuses to believe in witches, and this is why the game has started, or something to that effect, is what it seemed like. I don't know. Maybe that'll be explained a little later, but that's what it seems like to me at this point. So we have this metagame going on, and Ava's just trying to figure out how to navigate this, but she's getting schooled at the beginning. Bro, Battler came with facts and logic. Instantly. He's just like, oh, you know, we got the red text concept here, okay? I'm about to destroy you here. I'm about to destroy you. Okay, so, you know, the whole meme about how Hideyoshi was just, you know, watching after Ava in the room. So that means, you know, she has an alibi. Yeah? Yeah? Can you tell me that, I think it was something like she said that Hideyoshi was in the room the whole time. And then he's like, but can you tell me Ava was in the room the whole time? Can't do that now, can you? Then I feel like we have an answer here. Obviously, it was probably Ava that did most of the crimes. And then there was layers to it, too. We kept going back to it, where it's like, well, what about these crimes? They could be explained by Ava doing it, and by somebody else just not doing a certain thing, or, like, not being there when they're supposed to be, specifically Hideyoshi. As Hideyoshi, we love Hideyoshi, okay? On this stream, we love Hideyoshi. However, he was probably an accomplice to murder. I don't know if he realized he was an accomplice to murder, but he was an accomplice to murder. So that's probably an L. We probably got to give him one L at the very least for, you know, murder bad.
In this time loop, Ava killed all of... No, wait. How did Hideyoshi die? If it wasn't the witches, how did they?
Well, so the theory that we went to later on, which may or may not have been obfuscated by other facts, the theory was that Kirie went to go shoot Ava, but Hideyoshi went to go block the bullet, and so Hideyoshi was killed by Kirie, and that's why they were saying that
he had to have known.
Because, like, well, yeah, but like, well, he might not have known that Ava had killed other people. He might have just been trying to protect his wife.
Yeah.
He might not necessarily have known what. But the biggest thing too for me though is just he was an alibi for her by saying that I was in the room with her the whole time, but clearly she left the room and he was smoking cigarettes in the room. So he doesn't know exactly why she. Maybe I'm just in my head. Maybe he doesn't know exactly why she snuck out. But for some reasons, she said, I have to sneak out. This is not confirmed in the mind. This is in my head or whatever. Saying that I have to. Because I'm trying to hold on to hope that Hideyoshi would not condone and be a part of murder. Okay? He would not do that. That's my goat. He would not do that. He would not.
Look, he's just trying to help his wife. Sorry, I didn't tell you.
But as we said...
condoning murder every here and there, but you know. It's all for the best.
So Ava tries to set up, what was it, like a huge... like logical thing with this, because once she learns the rules of the game, by being like, you now have to prove why Kirie told them to leave to go get food in the first place. You have to prove it. You have to prove it, because otherwise my theory that magic killed them still hold. I never okay. This is probably my only real complaint. Why were we even having that argument? Why did we have to be the one to come up with an excuse for why Kyrie said we should go get food, even though we don't actually want to get food? Because they said in red text something to the effect of, Kyrie said we need to go get food, and we should leave the what was it, the guest house, or go to the mansion or whatever. I forget. Are they in? They're in the guest house to start, and they're going to the mansion to get food, and so the logic thing that we say in red is Kyrie did not actually think that they should get food or go to the mansion. And yet they still did, and they were trying to say it was because I controlled her mind to get her out of the house.
To make them as
I
bait
think
or some shit.
it was just because they felt that making that kind of irresponsible choice was out of character for her. But
in my mind, it was so obviously not out of character for her. She's literally the flip over the chessboard girl. She's obviously got some kind of fucking scheme going to where she says we're gonna go out to go get food, but obviously there's some other reason why she's going out. So I don't know why it took us so long for Battler to finally understand that she obviously did not actually mean for. I mean, maybe they went to go towards getting food, but that was not the goal in them doing this. The goal was them questioning Hideyoshi. Her and Rudolph questioning Hideyoshi. But I'm just astounded why not only did we not immediately think the turn over the chessboard girl probably had a different reason of going there than going for food. Why we immediately did not think of that. And two, why there is now this sudden need to have a solid story for why she had to go, despite there not being like she didn't tell anybody anything or wrote anything down for why she decided to go there. Why do we now have to suddenly present that?
I think they said it was a devil's proof.
Yeah, but magic not being a thing that exists is already the norm. This is not like you don't have to prove. You can like work the thing with both sides though, in my head. You can both say, it's like, I think we had this happen before in the last one we read or something like that. Both these theories can hold. There can be that magic influence, or it could be that there was another reason. Or like any other reason.
TV's chap.
But we had a whole, because there was a whole thing, I think, with last week's chapters, where there was a whole thing where it said, oh, technically speaking, both these things can be true, and therefore we don't have to say shit, or something like that. But here, they make a whole big show about how Battler can't think of an answer here. And it was really just so that, I think, was it Beatrice or whatever? Somebody stood up and gave like a little hint towards it. Or they start recreating the scene, because they start showing off each side has different abilities they can utilize.
And then they decided to observe the body, because Battler can't pull up the ghost, only witches can pull up the ghost to give their alibi.
For like witness testimony, yeah.
Witness testimony, but humans can search the body. So then there was a whole like humiliation thing about Beatrice getting on her hands and knees and digging through Kyrie's pockets.
Yeah.
Speaking of humiliation, I don't think they actually said it, but after the Siesta sisters killed Kirie, Rudolph, and Hideyoshi, they asked Lucifer to pierce through each of the bodies. And that was given a bit more attention in the VN, because that is a humiliation thing, because Lucifer was not the one to kill them, but yet she is forced to pierce the bodies themselves, and of course Lucifer of pride. But like, you know, just the whole idea that Ava is further humiliating the things of Beto, because Lucifer is her furniture. And so she is further humiliating just every little piece of Beto.
Now, is that supposed to be also tied at all to the fact that Lucifer lost a fucking cannon in a fight, or was that just unrelated to that?
Probably unrelated, because that was more of
weird happenstance.
That was with Beto, but also like Lucifer is of pride, so.
Yeah, because I was going to say, that's like twice now that Lucifer has had humiliation shit happen to them. The last...
Lucifer is not having a good time this round.
You know? Not very good.
Lucifer's catching a lot of L's today.
Yeah, true. So, okay, so the big thing that we find on the bodies is that there is a cigarette butt in Kirie's pocket. And it's like, huh, isn't that a little weird? And then, what was it? Evich was trying to be like, oh, well, that could just be Rudolph's cigarette. He smokes, right? It was, no.
Different brand.
No. Different brand than what he smokes. Let's check.
Idiot.
Let's check. Hideyoshi. Oh my god, it's Hideyoshi's cigarette. Huh, why would she have Hideyoshi's cigarette then? Because, obviously speaking, obviously, he was just lying and smoking in the room. But he wouldn't have smoked in the room with Ava sick and on the bed, because he knows that Ava hates the smoke, and also she's, like, supposedly passed out or whatever at that time. Like, you probably shouldn't
like
be with somebody who's sick
something.
with a fever or whatever. So...
No girl, it's smoking. Come on, it's mad respect.
So, obviously, if you found a butt, it's because he was smoking it while he was alone in the room, meaning Ava snuck out of the room at some point to do the crimes. And so, Kirie and Rudolph went to go question him by taking him away from everybody else, and they have their guns, so they can properly question him. And then, supposedly, something happened, Ava showed up, probably, and they both died.
It's some murder.
They both died, and
A little bit of murder.
They made Avatrice trying to make a whole big deal out of, oh, well, actually, I'll just say in red, Ava did not kill Hideyoshi. And then we quickly figure out it's because, oh, well, it could just be anything. Like, Hideyoshi just stood in front of the bullet to protect Ava and got shot by Kirie. Boom.
Yeah, you'll
Easy.
get killed right away.
Easy. Fuck your magic. Okay, I'm not falling for this shit. But, and it's all looking good for Battler. And at this point, I'm thinking this is like Danganronpa kind of like trial scenes is what's going on, because we're having a long series of trials to like explain all of this stuff, and it's all just literally scenes out of Danganronpa for me, where it's just like, what about this that happened? Unless you can refute that, and then Battler's just go, no, that's wrong, and then I'll cut through to the truth or some shit. One of the corny lines. He'll say "hasta la vista," okay, and then he'll reveal the truth.
Oh my fucking god.
There are multiple things to figure out here. Obviously, of course, the epitaph. The
Yes.
epitaph is the main thing, as well as Bito herself.
Also, fighting the
Yep.
goddamn
Those are the
monsters.
two main
Doesn't take much
mysteries here. And
Yep.
I think they are solvable by the end of episode 2. They're definitely solvable by now. But good luck.
Okay, if you say so. So, we had the confrontation with these things. Battler being like, obviously speaking with all the facts lined up, okay, and Beatrice smiling by my side, I will reveal that you are no good. I think I liked how we, at first, before all the trial stuff started, Beatrice was being like, was I finally a good witch for you in the end, Battler? Was I good enough to be a witch for you? He's like, no, this is no good at all. And then tears in
Your reality.
Avatrice,
and grabs Eva.
you're no good. You're not my opponent. I need a real fucking challenge here. This is gonna be nothing. And then he just destroys her, crushes Avatrice. But then Avatrice is, he's like revealing, you're not a witch, Ava. You're Ava the human. You're Ava, my aunt, my evil aunt that killed my entire fucking family.
and his own, and her own son.
And then she's like, oh, you think you got me here? Well, what if I just start going on a red text tangent over here, whatever you would call this or whatever, where she just, what did they call the chapter? There's a specific name for the chapter. The Red Truth is what the chapter's called. Red Truth.
Just a barrage of them.
Yep, and they're represented as like spider webs or whatever. They're like like trapping him. You can't move. You can't argue against any of this or whatever. Where, okay, what were the important key points that they said? It's something to the effect of towards the end, they were pretty much confirming like
The deaths of every single person.
every single person that is dead, and the numbers of them, meaning that there's only 3 people towards the end that could be responsible. Jessica's still alive, hiding behind a curtain, and she's blind. Can't have killed the doctor, can't have done several other things. Battler is alive, and Ava is alive. However, what was the other important thing? Battler
Jessica did not commit murder.
Yeah, Jessica did not commit murder. And Ava could not have killed Nanjo. Battler was watching her the whole time. And Jessica couldn't have killed Nanjo. So who killed Nanjo? If there's no more people on the island.
Battler.
How can you explain that? How could you possibly explain this? I think we even...
manslaughter.
Yeah, I think we even say in red text there was no possible opening that Ava could use to do anything fishy. Anything fishy at all. Can't be done. No sussy actions here. In red text, confirmed. Nothing sus. So, I explain that, Battler. And he's like, has like no answers for any of these things. Like, Jessica did not commit the murders. Jessica's eyes completely covered. Possible for her to do shit. Like, no other non-human being is on the island, or there's no non-human being that could commit these murders, so it has to be a human. And of the 18 that you know of here, like, none of them did it, or something to that effect. So it's just a whole question of how did Nanjo die, for the most part, and he has no real answer for it, and he can't come up with any kind of real excuse for it. He can't come up with some kind of, I mean, in my head, I don't know if what she said counts towards the one thing that I've been bringing up the past couple of weeks, which is, does furniture count as human in her words? But I think something she said kind of deflated that for me, and I don't remember what it was.
I think when they counted all like the people that were on the island, only the furniture was included.
Well, it says like Shannon is dead, Cannon is dead, but like dead now, I guess. Like, because in my head I'm just like, could they have killed Nanjo and then died? Because like, is the numbers that we're seeing supposed to be the order they died, or is that just counting the people who died? Because if it's just stating that Cannon is dead, does that necessarily mean Cannon didn't kill Nanjo and then die? I don't know. But again, my theory still has something to do with the weird wordplay regarding humans, and we keep bringing up how furniture is not humans. But yeah.
I just want to bring up a key point on the term murder, right? So you could still set up a trap, and because
that
murder
one they
implies
said they confirmed it was not traps.
Confirmed it was not traps. Really? Okay. Well, I thought that was a very interesting key word to use, because murder means intent to kill someone. It's not just to kill another human being. It means you have the intent to kill someone. Manslaughter instead is you accidentally kill someone. So, or like you don't intend. So that's why I thought Jessica still could have killed Nanjo. It just wouldn't have been on purpose or something like that. But Battler's explanation is better.
I don't know, like, it could be some weird wordplay like that. I don't think they would use like legal wordplay like that though in this kind of case, but it could be. It could be some weird shit. But it seemed like whatever answer, because the Battler was not able to come up with the answer. Battler pretty much gave up. So Beatrice revealed some things in red text, which we are not privy to yet, to defeat Avatrice, and in doing so, basically ensures her own destruction as well. Basically, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna ruin everything, but we will stop Avatrice. Because I was just thinking, like, I don't care what happens here. We got to stop Avatrice. Avatrice got to go. Avatrice got to go. Avatrice had her fun. Avatrice had her fun. Avatrice got to go. I cannot have the rest of the next 5 episodes of Umineko just be Avatrice. I can't have it. One episode was enough.
So fucking pissed.
It was enough. I was fine with the little fun memes about like
we're doing Maria, a little trolling, you know,
turning Maria into like baked goods or whatever. Okay, it's a little fun meme. Okay, for a bit. Battler didn't think it's funny, but I did briefly. Okay, so
for a little bit.
For a good second, I thought it was funny.
No, Dorohedoro, I accidentally stopped reading. If she was going to be the villain for the rest of this, I would have intentionally stopped reading.
It's okay. Well, don't
I'm glad
worry.
we're not reading the last. No, I'm kidding.
I think
this is making me feel so dumb.
Don't worry,
It'll do that.
man. We
Just-
can
It'll do
be
that.
dumb together.
Just solve the
I
mystery.
appreciate that.
Just solve all the mystery of Rokujima right
I
now.
do
Just
not
solve
know
it.
who Vito is yet.
Some of the
Come
people in the YouTube chat mentioned like eyes being windows into the soul or whatever, and I was like, oh, like that totally makes sense. And I'm realizing that I have no fucking media literacy whenever I'm reading this. Now,
Oh,
part of that might have
gosh.
been because I was at work today, but like I have absolutely no deeper thinking when I'm reading this.
Look,
So then I
I'm just
come
a
here
dumb
and I'm
idiot
like,
already.
oh wow, you guys are saying such smart things. You know what I thought? I thought that Beatrice looking down at her cleavage when she got her body back was funny. Like, no,
I'm sorry. When did this happen?
I literally screenshot it.
She's literally said when she gets her body back after
Hold
she's
on.
destroyed, and she comes back. Literally, the two things of like reaction images that she gets is her pulling her dress away from her boobs and showing her back, like her exposed back behind her dress. Those are the two
Listen.
reaction images we got.
Listen,
And-
chatters, if you know, you know. That's all I'll say.
I don't.
like you guys are like Ari's over here like, oh, like you can figure it out, and like Sieg Sandro over in the chat is like, oh, you can figure it out, and I'm just like, consider I'm fucking
the royal
stupid.
you can figure it out. Not necessarily you, Andy. I'm sorry.
Sorry, now we can be dumb together already. It's fine.
But yes. So about Ava. So
Yeah.
when I got into Umineko as a wee little middle schooler, episode 3 was definitely not my favorite, because I didn't really care for the Ava stuff. But as an adult, I really have like a newfound appreciation for it.
Yep.
Evatrice is still whatever, but I do like the dichotomy of like how it really shows like how much Eva has grown as a person from her childhood, because
Yeah.
Evatrice is her childhood version. That is her childhood desires of, I have to be the head no matter what. It is her childhood desires to a maddening degree. But then we have Ava, who is now she is not only an adult, she's not only a wife, but she's also a mother. And she has her own goals outside of that. And I think it was just a really well done kind of story of how like she is someone who has suffered greatly from the misogyny of growing up in the Ushiromiya family, of like her abusive father and her abusive older brother, and just the whole thing of like, you're a woman, you will never amount to anything, and like growing past that. So we do see that she has escaped the cycle of abuse, mostly.
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 And like y'all mentioned last week, you can really see how I would like she's probably one of, if not the like most like normal characters outside of Rokujima. Because we see those brief glances of her where she is just like, she loves Hideyoshi, she loves George, and both of them, the way they
I'm
act,
murdering them.
the way they act around her and stuff really shows how much, like, how different she is when she is not an Ushiromiya. When she is not an Ushiromiya, she is a loving mother, she is a loving wife, she has that life outside of her abusive family. And I think it's really nice how they illustrated it as like, these aren't things that she grew to have or want because she is a woman, but rather because she grew up. She just grew up, and this is her life now. She loves her husband and she loves her son, and that's what she wants to focus on. It's not that she doesn't want to be the head of the Ushinomiya family anymore. That's still a dream for her, but she has grown to want more things in life. And I think it's really nice how they portrayed that, and then they all die. But but I do. It is something that I appreciate a lot more as an adult, because it's like, yeah, you sometimes you do leave behind those childhood dreams, and sometimes you bring them with you, but at the same time, you also gain new things. You have new experiences, and you just evolve as a person. And Evatris really is just the epitome of your childhood self to a maddening degree. Meanwhile, Eva is like just the adult with those newfound experiences and love for life. And then she kills everyone. The end.
I mean, it happens. Once you see a mountain of gold as high as she saw,
and tons of gold,
and then you have a witness immediately show up behind you. Yeah, no, that witness is not living. Okay, that's your gold.
Kill them too. Well read.
That's your. Unfortunately, Maria had to be near her mother at the time, but can't have Maria as witness of killing the witness, so she's got to go too.
So true.
Sorry, it got to happen. Okay, George probably witnessed some shit. And now he's got to go, too. Too many witnesses. Sorry, you may be my son, but you're a witness now, so got to go. It can't be done. Can't be done. But, no,
So did
I
Ava complete her childhood dream?
The childhood dream was essentially, like, getting all of the, being the head of the Ushiromians.
Yeah, because this one starts off with Kraus being the de facto head because he's the oldest male one in the family, and she is just like she's just better at everything than him, and she is just very diehard. Please, father, acknowledge me. I'm better at school than him. I'm more fit to lead, and he's like, no, you're not, because you're a woman, and this is going to go to Kraus. Just because he's a man.
He's literally just like, you've wasted all of your effort and time on this shit when you're supposed to become more like a woman. This is what are you doing? You're wasting your time. And it's just like a big fuck you to her.
It was very interesting because there's actually some interesting theory behind that, right? Like, besides the whole male primogeniture thing, which is inheritance by the first male, there was a couple of like interesting pieces of literature. Like, there's this parable of like one of the heads of the family like telling his two sons, right, to do a task. I think it was like chop wood and sell it. So one of the sons, who was really capable, like took the wood and like created a business and made a lot of money, whereas the other son was like much more obedient and like went down that path of like just chopping wood and selling it, even though he didn't make a lot of money. And what was interesting was that the ancestor like gave the inheritance to the more stable one, because it's like a lot of those ambitious people, the really smart people or whatever, yes, they have like a better chance of expanding like the family line, but it's also they can also like bring down. So there's like this famous saying of like, prodigals can squander a fortune, but like only the ambitious can like bankrupt an entire family. So that was like an interesting thing that I thought was like interesting, because like even though Kraus is like shown to have this very bad personality, he's like, he would be considered a more stable heir. So it's like I was really considering that, whereas like Ava with her ambition, I thought like she would not like necessarily be the correct choice for the next heir in line. So I was just thinking that, but like her ruthlessness is actually kind of what's required to like become an heir, like through like the evolution. So it's interesting.
Well, not in the 4 episodes, but if we ever get to the later parts, we'll see about crosses.
Like all right, at this rate, there's like
eventually
a 90% chance.
I would not be surprised.
He's an amazing businessman.
Definitely, yeah, totally. I can believe it.
Have you heard about NFT?
No!
If Kraus is selling them? Bro. This stream is sponsored by Kraus FTs. This stream, make sure to buy some Kraus coins before you sign off the stream today. Okay, so
It's over, dude.
Yeah.
it's all Ava is. This arc has shown, like, you know, ignoring Avatrice. Avatrice is a whole different thing. Ava's backstory and, like, her character, from what we see, makes her, at this point in this episode, probably one of my favorite characters with this kind of thing so far. She's just, it's just good. It's just peak.
Like,
it's peak.
I do find, because I find it funny, like I said, she is probably one of the most normal Ushinomiyas outside Rook and Jiba. From what we see of, like, how George and Hideyoshi act around her. But she's also, like, episode 1, like, the most unhinged, terrible Ushinomiya
No.
So, like,
She
they
ain't
make you
got
hate
shit
her.
on Rosa.
Yeah, aside from Rosa just, like, immediately slapping Maria. But, like, you see Ava is just a terrible person to everyone around her. Verbally abusive, whereas Rosa is obviously physically. But it's just like the total whiplash is now you see more of who she is and why she is. The Ushinomiyas are a normal family.
Very normal.
They're quite the crowd.
So normal.
They're just like
I would
everybody else.
Trust them, I think.
I trust them with my bank
Like, they're
account.
better than my parents already.
I trust them.
Unfortunate. Do you need to call someone?
Do we need to intervention?
I would trust the Ushinomiyas with the only gun that I have on the island, you know? I would trust them. All right. So, I mean, they seem like they know how to shoot, especially Rudolph. Holy shit. Rudolph was like, I've seen enough Westerns. I've seen it. Don't fuck with a guy who loves Westerns, okay? I grew up on Westerns. I know how to use a fucking gun. So, is that all it takes?
People understand.
He's like spinning the shit around to reload and shit. Like, Jesus Christ, Rudolph. Holy shit, based. Where did he come from? Where did this dude come from?
Professionals have standards.
Listen, we already knew Maria apparently knew how to reload a fucking gun. I didn't realize everybody in this family has been trained to be a sharpshooter, and nobody told me this shit.
Look, unlike in America, you gotta do some.
Apparently,
to earn a gun license.
Apparently, Jessica was not there for gun safety day though, because she was just like,
No,
"Oh, let me
she
just
was
grab
not.
this gun real quick." Oh shit, my fucking eye.
She was out cosplaying Marissa, you know, in her band.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right,
She knew about the bullet hells, but not the actual bullets.
True.
While you were cosplaying, I was studying the gun.
Okay, so Battler and Beatrice fall into, like, a void. Well, first, before that, after, like, they say the red text thing, we see, like, a brief scene where Battler was just like, "It was you all along on Ava, wasn't it?"
Yep.
Why would you declare this when she has the gun and you don't? Because she's just like, "Well, you got me." And then shoots him in the fucking chest while doing, like, a Joker laugh. "Well, it took you long enough." And then shoots him. And then she just laughs and walks away. Battler dies. And then we see Battler fall into the void, meet, like, a formless Beto. And then he says something like, "You truly were the Golden Witch." And I, like, did the Leonardo DiCaprio, like, sitting up pointing at the screen face or whatever when I saw that. I was like, "Whoa, there it is, the Golden Witch." And then we're seeing the like little banquet ceremony thing or whatever, where, like, they're in, like, a field of flowers. Battler gets a suit.
It's the Golden Land.
Okay, they're in the Golden Land.
I'm the goddamn One Piece.
Beatrice gets her body back. She's really surprised at how she has a body, a flesh vessel, specifically is what she calls it. So they
you don't call it that?
I mean,
I love my flesh vessel.
You know, I mean, not when I wake up. You know, sometimes, but not
I love my mortal shackles.
Yeah. And then they turn around. It's like, "Oh my god, it's a party in the mansion. Oh my god, my whole family's here. They're all alive. We're having a little party. Oh my god, the Seven Sisters are partying too. Holy shit, everybody's here.
They're eating all the goddamn food.
Yeah, they're just chilling out. We're just hanging. It's a nice little fun time, okay? It's good vibes here. They finally broke through to Battler. Kinzo explains that, you know, we've been trying to get you to come to the Golden Land with us. We've been waiting for a while for you. Been waiting for a while for you, but now you're finally here, okay? Now all you got to do is come over right over here. We'll sign in this form, and we will get us formally going to the Golden Land. And this is where we get the M. Night Shyamalan twist, okay?
Ballard's like,
I knew a part of this was coming because
I
we're
was like, something's not right here.
we're constantly like, Beatrice, you are a true witch. And I'm like, huh. Did we forget the whole
premise.
the whole premise here? But it's like, oh well. I thought it was like initially I thought, okay, if we're going for a little happy ending for this loop before we restart, I thought it was gonna be something like, I can't acknowledge you as a witch, but you are truly you would truly be a good witch if you were a witch or something like that is what I was thinking he would say. But he's saying things along the line of, you are a true witch in the like a true like, and they were like, oh well, let's just sign a little paper, okay, to invite. So now that you've all signed,
Sign away your rights.
all 18 people here have signed to go on to the Golden Land. Now we have to sign to invite Beatrice to the Golden Land with us. It's a formal thing, okay? So just write, what did he say? So he said, we 18 recognize Beatrice as the Golden Witch and invite her to the Golden Land. And he goes to sign it.
Wait a second.
He goes to sign it, and he reads it, and he's like, wait a minute, this is, I recognize you as a witch. Huh, that's a lot.
Hold on a second.
That's a lot more
That's kinda
simpler
sus.
than Granddad was saying, and then we're just seeing like the smiling witch faces all around the room, and then Beatrice is like, oh, "What's wrong, Battler? You're gonna sign it, right? Why aren't you signing it yet?"
caught a little off guard by Virgilia because
Yeah.
Virgilia spent so long talking up the fact that she was on, Battler's side, and then all of a sudden
No one's on his
she's
side.
on-
He's all
No
alone.
one's on it. Only Birdcastle.
Allegedly, Birdcastle. I'm still not sure.
Well, because the whole it was kind of revealed at the end that really the whole thing is a game between Burncastle and Land Delta.
Yes.
So there's a chess game inside a chess game inside a chess game right now, right?
With layers.
So-
Layers, yep.
And these guys.
Burncastle isn't really on Battler's side. It's more like Battler is Burncastle's player.
On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back the chest,
Yeah, so the big reveal happens where it's like, oh, wait a minute. Literally
Wait a second.
all of this,
isn't right.
like Beatrice being like vulnerable and us getting close or whatever, it was all just a big scam. It was all a prank. We just
You
got
liked
punked. We were tricked.
We're
Bamboozled.
deceived.
It was
This room is
not,
illusion.
it was
Division
not
by
reality.
Beatrice.
Not reality.
Get fucked.
It's a fake. It's made up tale. The whole thing. The whole thing. So like this kind of undoes a lot of like my theory stuff with some things earlier on, where I'm just like, why would they argue about this thing? Why is everybody at the table telling Battler, now you have to come up with an excuse for why Kyrie wanted to go there, and if you can't, it must be because I'm just thinking like, what is the point of all this? And it's just so that Beatrice can offer an answer so that they get closer. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. Okay, so
Oh, it
so
all
now-
makes sense.
So now it makes everybody at the table saying you have to answer this. If you can't answer this, you lose. It's like, oh, okay. So now I understand that more, and then a lot more things start to make sense. But then I also think to myself, like, was any new information we were told there true? I'm assuming Ava's backstory stuff was all true. That stuff is all true. The murders, though, and how those happen, that's where I get a little confused about that kind of stuff. I mean, the murders probably happened as they should have, but like the fictional battles that we're seeing, a lot of that was probably faked, obviously, or like an illusion or some kind of thing. But I'm trying to think. There were some details that where I'm just like, now that I know the whole thing was just a scam, I was invested in certain things for nothing, I think. Seeing
They also
Beatrice
did
all happy,
more trolling.
seeing Beatrice all happy at the idea of Battler wanting to talk to her again, and I'm like, oh, that's cute or whatever, and like,
It was all 11 ruse.
The
I mean,
sham.
let's prepare cookies.
The author was Ed again. Also, I like to mention they mentioned preparing cookies. There was no cookies.
There,
No cookies.
not only
Where's
was
the
that
cookies.
I think what I said in my server was, Beatrice, Battler has an eating disorder. He's not gonna fucking eat them.
We would have known. We would have known this was all fake. We're gonna know there's a fake Battler in one episode if he starts eating. That's how we're gonna know.
He starts eating.
That's how we're gonna know. If we see a panel of him eating, we should already think that this is a fake. This is not a real Battler we're looking at.
Also, I remember, I think Beatrice said, like, oh, Battler's a boy, he loves cookies.
Yeah.
Is
Like,
that, okay?
true.
All right. I did. Okay. I mean, it's true. I do like cookies, but
Yeah, cookies are fine.
Okay.
I mean, you know.
You're not a boy.
What the fuck? You can't just revoke this from me.
That was not what I was going for, but okay.
what is going on here? What's wrong with cookies? Can we have cookies? Where's the cookies?
Hi.
Are we hating on cookies?
Yes.
Okay. So,
No.
okay, good. All right, so, but there was another just we had a second person break the like world view of what was going on again. Okay.
Keeps happening,
And-
Chip.
How would you say her name? Ange?
Ange
Ange?
Ushinomiya.
I was
Ange?
saying Angie, but
Yeah, I was saying Angie too.
I-
There's no
I-
I, but
I was also an Angie.
my head it would be either Angie or like Ange, but like whatever. So, new girl who is the cover of episode 4, who I was like, who are you?
the
And then
fuck
she
is
showed
this?
up here, and I get confused a bit for why it's taking them a while to realize who this is, because several people don't know who the fuck this is.
Like, she's
And
not a
I'm
very
just like-
integral part of the Ushiroma family,
dude,
apparently.
And I'm-
she's from the fucking future.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
This is
Get your ass,
18-year-old
get your
Ange. So
She would have been like 6
it's
in the
brief
context of the story.
here. Yeah, she's 6 when the murders happened, and she was left home alone because
she was
or-
sick,
That's why Ballard doesn't know her.
She was left at home because she was sick that day.
yeah.
Now, Battler does know who she is, and there is a brief panel here where he's like, wait, are you... And in the VN, they go into more detail on it, because I'm like 95% sure they didn't do it here, but he's like, wait, are you... No, she's like 6 or something. She's like 6, that can't
That's
be.
impossible.
And she's like, what? You think I look like somebody you know? So what, are you just gonna trust me because I look like somebody that you think you can trust? That's how weak you are. That's how you've been losing this entire time. That's why you're still stuck in this time loop, okay?
True.
You don't know if I'm a piece for one of these witches or not. You don't know whose side I'm on. Why are you
True.
deciding to trust me? Huh?
Because-
And he's
because-
like, okay, I guess you're not
Ballard gets
Ange.
happy fucking ending.
Because again, there is the big thing that was mentioned in one of the episodes is the fact that they had theorized at some point that Battler might not have been Battler because they hadn't seen him in 6 years. But the same could go the other way. Any of these other people could not be who Battler thinks they are because he hasn't seen them in 6 years either.
Yep.
You
So
know?
he does pretty much immediately recognize, like, wait a second, this looks exactly like Ange. But in the VN, she berates him for thinking that. Even though, as we find out in the last chapter, this is Ange Ushinomiya. This is his sister, grown up to be 18, and she is the final Ushinomiya left alive.
Are we sure?
Are you sure?
Are you
Yes.
positive about that?
Angie
Yes.
shows
Sorry,
up.
I
as
need
just,
the rec text, okay?
I
You
will
need to bring it
say
out.
it in red.
Oh my god, in
Okay.
red?
This
Holy
is
shit.
Ange Ushinomiya, the final Ushinomiya left alive, and the final Beatrice,
Allegedly.
I don't
I'm
believe
not
you.
trusting that one.
allegedly.
I don't believe you.
Allegedly.
I don't believe you or in witches. So
Like, okay,
That-
by this, I'm just waiting
That
for, like,
was why I sat my supervisor down and was like, this is the bullshit that I'm dealing with right now.
no, it was cool. I was cool with it. I was like, this is
No,
awesome.
I mean, I'm cool with it. I was just like,
okay, well, there's a new
Bro.
person.
This is
She
bullshit. Affectionate.
Bro, she
yeah,
had
yeah.
she had an awesome, intense entrance, breaking through things like Battler did. Bro, Battler dragging in Avatris was already like amazing.
I love
Okay,
that.
now Ange showing up and like having her own magic abilities and shit because she's the final Beatrice, and like, oh my god, it was amazing. And then she's like immediately slapping Battler or whatever for his dumb shit, and yeah, so. God, it's an amazing entrance, and you're just like, what is going on? What is this? What is going on? And then we see in the next chapter the explanation for it. But it was a whole confrontation with Beatrice being like, of course, a witch never reforms. What are you talking about? I am Beatrice, the
Battler.
endless witch, okay? You fell for my scam, as usual, Battler, okay? You're just so easy for us to mess with, okay? And we're just going to keep doing this to you forever. There's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well just sign the paper and admit I'm a witch, okay? Because otherwise you'll be here forever. And Angie's just like, yeah, no, this is no good. No good at all. Just like Battler was saying before, okay? It's no good. It won't do it all. And then we see them start the next loop, essentially, is what it looks like, where we're seeing like another like cube thing or whatever. The Golden Land crumbles into the darkness. And we see who survived. We actually had a survivor, a winner to the game. Ava Ushiromiya,
Yep.
who rightly found the gold, and then all of her relatives died.
Yeah,
first
because
time.
she found the gold, so she was allowed to leave the island, but
Yep.
everyone else died, of course. And we see that this is specifically the Ange Ushiromiya from that future, where Ava is the only survivor, so she legally becomes her guardian.
Yep.
For not for better or for worse, for worse.
Here's the important key
always for
details
worse.
to know about Ava's ending here. So Ava gets off the island. She was the only one who survived an unfortunate accident, quote, or whatever. And she's the only survivor, the Ushiromiyas. And so she has all their money, all their wealth now. Everybody in the world hearing the story is like, that's fucking sus.
Yeah.
Obviously, she did some shady shit. We got no proof of it, though. But we can't trust her. So there's like all sorts of like talk shows or whatever that like have theories about her and shit like that. And like she's trying to do more things with her money to get more fortune or some shit. But eventually she starts getting paranoid. And like at the point that we see her in the hospital, she's assuming people are trying to actively like poison her, and it's the Soviets trying to kill me or some shit. Like she is going like crazy paranoid about things because she's like very, very old at this point, and like, or it seemed very old. It was supposed to be like 6 years later, but she looked like she was like very, very old.
We will see a lot more about that future with 18 years.
With the
or
next
12
one,
12
yeah.
years later.
It was
in the
12
next
years later,
episode.
but the narration or something said that like she had contracted like a congenital disease that like Kinzo had in his
I see.
bloodline. So I'm assuming that in some way maybe sped up her aging.
It's multiple things. Obviously,
We'll
like
get into it.
if you survived the massacre of your entire family, including your beloved husband and son, that's going to leave you a shell of a person. So she did have a disease as well as just the whole fact of, you know,
Oops, everyone's dead.
her entire family is dead except for Ange.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't know
we
if I'm
won't
supposed to
speak
feel.
more about it.
At this point, I don't know if I'm supposed to feel bad for her because at this point, I'm being told essentially that she's the one who killed them all. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, why don't you make up your own opinion and not let the story force you one, huh?
Well, I mean, if I'm
Well, yeah, but then I say that I hate Ava, and I get told none of us hate Ava. So what the fuck am I supposed to believe?
Listen,
Okay, no, you said
Ava's
you said
backstory.
we hate Ava, and I'm
Listen.
like, no, I don't hate Ava.
Listen, Ava's backstory, okay, and Ava before the murders, okay, great.
Great.
If Ava's doing
Ava-
the murders and then tormenting Ange for being the only survivor because she didn't go there, and she's like, my son should have lived, and you should have died instead. Like, I mean, in my head, you're the one who killed them all, so I don't know, but I don't know, but
I don't know
so
about that one, Chief.
there is animosity,
no.
very much like anger between Ava and Ange. Okay, they do not like each other. Not just because Ava immediately adopted Rose's adopted mother personality and started beating Ange, because we saw that already. Okay, not just because of that, but also because she's like at her deathbed, finally called Ange over, and it's like, you know, I've been thinking to myself how I can, before I die, how I can really, really torment you. I thought about selling you to slavery, doing some other shit. You know, there's all sorts of things that I could do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you family ring. The inheritance, it's all yours. And the whole world is going to fucking hate you. There's nothing, no matter what you do with this money, the entire world will be looking at you for the rest of your life Everyone's going to hate you. Everyone's going to talk shit about you. And there is literally nothing you can do about it. Isn't that going to be fun? Good luck. Enjoy that. Oh, and also, you want to know what happened on the island? This is the other thing, too. You're going to love this. I'm not telling you shit. I'm taking it to my grave. And then she does Joker laughs until until she leaves.
I'm the Joker, baby.
She says she has very evil faces in the scene. Very similar to the evil faces that Beatrice was making. I mean, but also at this point, she's saying that I am
But also
Beatrice,
she
and
is-
now you
yeah,
are
she is
Beatrice.
Beatrice,
So she's like, with this ring, I'm handing over the title Beatrice to you. So enjoy. You're going to hate it as much as I did. So have fun. Have fun with it. And then we see Angie immediately go onto like a rooftop, and it looks like she's about to kill herself. And that's when Burncastle shows up. It's like, how about you don't do that? How about we go avenge things instead? We're going back to the past.
The wildest, honestly, the funniest thing about that entire exchange was Burncastle basically going, look, I can maybe give you a sort of happy ending, kind of, perhaps. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm gonna try my best here, alright?
And I was like, I don't know why that was so funny to me, but I was like, yeah, all right. I mean, like, she was gonna kill herself otherwise. I guess something is better than nothing.
Yep. I will say, I do kind of like this, because I don't think we had really had this happen before, where like the end of the episode leads into the beginning of the next episode so directly like this.
Yeah.
Like, this is very, very direct. Like, this will be the focus of the next episode. But it's very interesting.
Well, I
It's
mean,
very
allegedly, you know, there's something else we gotta talk about.
What?
Keep going.
Santa Claus?
Yes.
Oh my god. True. I've been waiting for this discussion. Okay.
Wait. That is one thing that I kind of don't like from the previous episodes, because there is confusion of like, is this a total reset? Like, what is like? It's Ryukushu, so it's clearly a time loop. But like, who is permanent here and who is not? Oh, Battler doesn't have his memories. Oh wait, no, here he is, and he does have memories. You know. It does get a little unclear in those parts, but then here it's much more clear of, oh, okay, this is how we're segueing into the next game.
This
Oh, now
episode,
Santa.
this episode was like the biggest cast so far. I didn't expect us to be
So
gaining
far.
so many people in this story. We already had 18, 19, I guess, if you count Beatrice,
And
before
then
we knew about
there's-
all the other people. But to start with, I didn't realize there was going to be like a massive load of extra characters added in. I mean, I guess because you have the 7 sisters, now you have hundreds and hundreds of
Virgilia.
you have hundreds and hundreds of fucking bunny girl furniture.
We only have 4 of them. Sorry.
Well,
Of
well,
Bunny
well,
Girl
allegedly.
furniture, we only have 2 right now.
Yeah.
well, it's implied we have hundreds though, right? Because one of them's named 400 and something.
Yeah.
So it's implied that there's like 400 of them, but we've only seen like a couple of them. So I'm just saying, we have a lot introduced, and then we're still introducing more towards the end of this episode. We have a lot of characters. When I was already just getting used to the 18 that we knew, or the 19 if you include Beatrice, and now we're just more and more and more. And also, there's a Kyrie stillborn child thing that may or may not become some weird thing that's relevant later. I don't know. Because I can't imagine. I don't know anything that could happen at this point. We got time travel involved now. I don't think bringing back a stillborn child as another character is impossible to do. We already have. Supposedly, we're told Beatrice is a homunculus thing. My theory was still that it's just a love child of like a woman that did not want to be there, perhaps, and he's raising her to be like his ideal Beatrice in secret on the island shit or whatever. That was part of this episode, right? That was earlier this episode, I think. That was last week, right? I think is what that was. What was the when was the homunculus?
That sounds about right.
I think the homunculus stuff was like last week. We were seeing like the background with Beatrice and her mentor, Virgilia. Allegedly. All this is alleged stories.
Yes.
This is what we're shown. This is what we're shown, at least. Whether or not they actually happen is a whole different story. Okay.
Wait, you don't think Beatrice is real?
I'm just saying,
I don't
if she.
think any of this is
You
real.
doubt
I think actually
Listen.
we're watching somebody watch a TV show right now, and
Yeah,
this is all a
it's Maria.
cartoon. And yeah, at the end, it's going to be Maria has actually been watching a cartoon this whole time.
I'm just
How-
saying.
How are
How
you
dare you?
forgetting that if you do not have love, it cannot be seen?
What?
Nobody loves Beatrice.
Damn.
Damn.
You do.
Damn. That is true. You were calling
Lust
4K
for Beatrice,
several times.
there's a difference.
You were calling
Okay.
4K several times. I must say. There's no denying those. That was in red text. Okay, that was in red text last week.
My friendship with Beatrice ended. I'm now best friends with.
Ange.
Nah, still Beatrice. I don't
Okay,
know.
still Beatrice.
There was a screenshot that I took of Battler from the beginning of this artist episode where I was like, "Damn, he kind of hot," but like I don't know.
Okay, I'm not friends with Battler. I understand. Okay.
Okay.
Not with Battler with the yaoi arms. Not that Battler, but this artist Battler.
Okay.
I can see it.
But the most important new character, of course, is Santa Claus. Okay.
Yeah, a very integral part of the story. Okay, he's a recurring character.
What was the joke there?
Like, away.
What was the joke there? It was like Lambda Delta being like, "Come on, you got to tell me who it is. If you do, I'll tell you an important secret. It'll be so shocking, like when you found out your dad was Santa." Then they were just like, "What? What do you mean? Santa's real. You just stop getting presents once you get to a certain point or whatever." But he shows up if you're like good or whatever. What are you talking about? They're like trolling her.
Yeah, like the joke is that Lambda Delta does not know who Anjay is.
Yeah.
Even though like they make a point of like pointing out each of her like things on her, because she not only has the ring, the Shiromiya family ring.
Yep.
She has the little hair ties that were mentioned before that Battler, that's, you know, hers. But then, like, she's also got, like, the armband that is the one-winged eagle. And it's
Again-
we all thought it was kind of obvious.
Again, my initial impression before I was told about the Angie background story stuff, once I heard that, I knew who it was immediately. But when I just saw, like, the front cover of episode 4... I was like, this is probably just going to be like a weird adult version of Maria, probably.
Yeah.
That was my assumption, but now it's just not. Because, again, I was reminded this episode, or this week at least, I was like, why is Maria not here? Oh, yeah, because she fucking died last week. So she's just not here this volume to laugh at how they can't solve the riddle this time. Because she's fucking dead. So, okay.
Honestly,
all right.
good riddance.
What was I thinking? I was also thinking something like, you know, with how the story's going so far, I think I'm confusing myself too much by trying to think of like one killer for all the time loops, and it's probably something weird like different, one definitive different killer in each time loop, maybe.
Explain that. We need to talk about parallel universes.
But yeah. So, okay. What was the other thing? Yeah. So we see in the witch's tea party thing about the whole reveal that really this is all a big game between Lambda Delta and Burncastle, and that Beatrice is just what were they referred to as a bird cage that Lambda Delta is using to capture Burncastle, essentially.
Spoilers, it's all toxic lesbians.
I always knew.
Obviously.
It always goes back.
Known.
Land of the Lustrous had it too, I mean, it's just everywhere.
Well, that's a different kind of toxic, if you know what I'm saying.
Literally toxins or like mercury or whatever. So there's the big reveals about that kind of meta to it. Lambda Delta, as dumb as they act, is a very evil side to them, very fucked up and evil. There were references to, I believe, Higurashi as well in that, where they were just like, I'll tell you who's the killer in Higurashi, and Lambda Delta's like, no, don't tell me, I didn't finish yet.
I'm about to explain the game.
Well, I'm not gonna say it.
Don't say it. Don't
What's
say
it,
it.
Ollie?
I'm not gonna spoil the culprit of Higurashi.
Yeah, don't. No, well, hold on. You better not be spoiling Higurashi's ending on my goddamn podcast. Don't do it.
I'll post it as spoiler text. But there is another joke. Another character from Higurashi is in one of the Birkenstell Rika ones where she's talking.
I don't know if I want to click this. I feel like I shouldn't. Anyways, okay, so that stuff's all happening. We found out that secret. There's a little joke about Santa, and then we get to like finding out the true evil seems to be Lambda Delta Burncastle's thing. Even though, as you had seemed to mention in the earlier episodes of us reading through this, that they are more just minor characters that are just references to Higurashi. And you had made it sound like they're not going to become vital characters to the story. And yet they seem like they are.
That's not it. It's more of that the fact that they are spin-offs of the characters from Higurashi plays a minor role in the story for Umineko. So they are like main characters of Umineko, but like you don't need to have played Higurashi to understand their
It's more just like an
and stuff.
Easter egg thing.
It's more of an Easter egg thing.
And probably like added bonuses if you know what happens with these
Yeah,
characters
it's
in
like here in
Higurashi.
these in these like end things, it's a lot of little Higurashi jokes and stuff.
I see. All right, so let's also talk briefly about the bonus memes. I liked the bonus memes that they had this week were like themed stories that continued the joke. I liked that. There's like one where they're playing the game of life and they're just talking about like, oh, I got this much stocks or whatever. No, and Natsuki just being like, no, the Ushirome family cannot just be bought with money. But then there's another one where it was like everybody disappearing and Ava being like, where'd everybody go or whatever. And it was like something about going to the dentist and Natsuki being like, I'm scared of the drill. Let's not go. And Hideyoshi being like, don't worry. I'll hold my hand. It won't be as scary or some shit. There's like references to that for that. And what's the third one? The third one was... Oh, no, wait. It was like... One of them was like somebody's missing panties or whatever, and they're like the adults are trying to be like who would, and then Crest is obviously they're not my panties. There's like several guys being like, well, they're not mine. Mine would be better or whatever. And then I think Hideyoshi had said something like, well, Ava's are more fancier, they're hotter than so obviously I don't think it's Ava's either or something like that. And then it's just like, well, obviously whoever's it is must be going commando, and then Rose's face is just like blushing or whatever, some shit like that. There's a little like shorter one, I think. What was there was a fourth one that I also liked, I think. What was it? Fuck.
You kind of like if you forgot about it already.
Well, there's a lot to go over. Do you know how much shit we just talked for like over 2 hours about a million fucking things? I'm supposed to remember every single fucking thing?
Over 2 hours.
When there's endless drip feed of peak happening to me in real time, you expect me to remember everything? What do you want from me? Why don't you remember them? Huh?
Okay,
Why don't you remember them?
Well, you remember that. I gotta mention this one thing. I find it kind of funny. Is that Beatrice reads manga? Which means she's a One Piece fan who's older than One Piece.
No. She specified that she was reading the romancy one, the one for girls. She said that she was reading girls media. Shoujo. She was not fucking reading One Piece. She also
reads
her
Banquet,
like this.
so
I refuse to accept that Beatrice reads.
She's also a gamer. We can verify that now.
Well, what I do know is that Rudolph reads JoJo because when Kyrie's like, we gotta go, and he's like, of course, ancient Chinese proverb strategy, make haste to get away from the situation as soon as you can, or some shit like that, where he's just like, we gotta run. So he's like, the Joestar method. You fucking run out, just leave, just run. Shit's getting bad.
I mean, Joseph is American and makes sense.
He's got his guns. Okay, now, the afterword from Ryukishi. Okay, we have to listen to him torment us real quick.
Again?
Yes. He's laughing at us. He's laughing at you specifically, Shadow. Just you.
Why me?
Because you will accept the witch, okay? That's what he's trying to do. You will.
No, I'd win.
He'll beat you down, okay? All right.
I have a gun.
Oh, God, you're Canadian. You're not supposed to have that. Put that down.
You can get trained for this, This is a thing.
Are you trained for it?
Of course.
I don't believe you. About Umineko When They Cry, Episode 3, Banquet of the Golden Witch. Truth is frail. Ryukishi07, creator and supervisor. Hello, I am Ryukishi07. What did you think of Episode 3 of Umineko When They Cry? The cast was larger than the previous episodes, making it rather lively. The more you acknowledge the existence of the witches, dear reader, the more their power grows and causes battler anguish. My goal in this episode was to provide a much wider range of each character's personality. I find the soft, tender side of a normally headstrong woman to be a very mysterious thing. Did I succeed in depicting the feminine range within Beatrice this time? If it tickled your fancy at any time in this episode, I'll consider that a success, lol. And now, Rokujima has finally produced a survivor. What happened on the island that day? Only she knows the truth. But she will cast off this mortal coil without speaking it aloud. And Angie's solitary journey has only just begun. I hope you will continue her story in episode 4, drawn by Soichiro Sensei. So we're going to get a new artist. Thanks. But the truth is such a frail and fragile thing, is it not? Only Bito knows what her final smile meant, but the observers can derive 2 possible truths. Have you readers who challenge the witch's illusions arrived at your own answers yet? We've already finished the 3rd episode of the game. The longer you struggle, the deeper the illusion's infiltrations. Now wipe your tears and stand up. The eternal torment shows no sign of ending. Hee hee hee. Wait, play the laugh. Play the laugh. Oh! Real quick, too. I gotta say, so Angie going to join Burncastle makes a whole show of, like, saying, all right, ready to live for me when I get back, and then jumps off to go back in time. The line that she says, the other callback I didn't expect to come back, is her saying hasta la vista as she jumps off. I was like, let's fucking go. I didn't expect that to come back. Let's go. Several callbacks that I really enjoyed here, okay? Several callbacks, so it was good. I'm just
saying, okay? They're going to bring up Santa Claus later. It's going to be a very integral part of the story, okay? I'm calling it now.
I was doing the Scorsese cinema hands the whole time when I saw that, okay? I was like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so episode 3. What were our overall thoughts about episode 3? What did we get out of this? How does it compare to the other episodes? Who wants to? I'm gonna volunteer someone to start if nobody else does. Okay, Ari, thoughts on episode 3?
Pick someone else. I liked it. It's good.
Okay, then why can't you just say that? Why can't you just say that? So give me attitude.
It was good. I liked Ava.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. Shadow, what'd you think of episode 3?
I liked it. I think Ava's antics went on for a little bit too long. It's just a wee bit.
I will say, I do agree with that at some points. I'm enjoying things that are happening in it, but also it feels much longer than the other episodes.
Also, I swear to God, the chapters, I felt like they were very long. I'm not complaining. I just thought I mentioned that. They felt longer than usual.
I think it was like, once we got into Battler showing back up and like talking things out, it was like moving a lot faster for me in a pace that I enjoyed. I really liked it towards then. I think I was like leaning more towards how Anne was feeling, where I was starting to get tired of Avatris. I think I was leaning more towards that. I didn't hate Avatris terribly, but I was getting bored of Avatris. I was like, I want to move on from this because I know this isn't going to last. Oh, I just remembered. We had another important clue come up that will probably come up later. Random string of numbers? Was like... Okay, here it is.
Fuck, he remembered. Shit.
07, 15, 11, 29, which Battler thinks might be related to birthdays, because his birthday is July 15th, but they don't know whose birthday would be November 29th. So they don't know what that's about, and they're like, oh, I even know all the birthdays of all the servants, and none of them are is that birthday. I'm just thinking, like, is this going to be, like, related to Kyrie Stillborn, maybe, or some shit? I don't know. What's this shit? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's Beatrice's birthday. Happy birthday, Beatrice. Happy birthday.
That's what I figured, is that it was Beatrice's birthday, but I don't know.
In that case, okay, that's like declaring your ship. If you're putting your birthday and your boyfriend's birthday next to each other and like blood writing on the wall, okay, I don't know. I'm just saying.
This is one of Beatrice's tricks, alright? Don't be deceived, Shep. Or Nyan.
Yep.
I mean, top AO3 ship tag was Battler x Beatrice, so...
Don't look at it! Don't look at it!
I told you I was looking for eating disorder fix, and there was...
What do you mean, eating disorder fix?
There was
What is happening?
I have 3 right now.
What are you doing? Okay. What was the things that I...
want them to see the bee batter yet.
What was the thing that I was seeing on Twitter? It was Battler Yuri. I think it was what it was.
I have questions.
This is Battler and Beatrice, but it's Yuri.
Are
You know?
trans male to female?
Yeah.
Dude, man is
Listen,
man is
that's the
all
high
bones at that
level.
point already.
That's the high level theories, okay? We're not there yet.
We're not
okay?
there yet.
Let's get to the low level theories first.
That's some
okay?
episode
Commoners
7 shit, okay?
understand.
We're not there yet. We got plenty more episodes to go for that, okay? Okay. Nyan, what are your thoughts, episode 3?
I don't know. It was fine.
Defeated. It's okay, I guess.
The defeated Nyan is the worst kind of Nyan.
Oh my
You're just
God.
like Beatrice right now, all sad or whatever.
Like, I feel like it wasn't as enjoyable as of a read as the previous episodes. I do like this artist a lot, so it was nice to see their work. But yeah, I really did not like Avatrice. And everything else is just me being a little bitch. So, yeah.
Based?
I was just
Have
talking
you
in the
discovered
YouTube.
the epitaph yet?
Oh, that was the other meme. That was the other meme too, when they're playing the game of life, and then it just cuts to Beatrice being like, when are they going to solve the epitaph? I was dying when I saw that.
Come on, guys, gotta find the goddamn son of a bitch One Piece.
Why are they playing life? What are they going to do my epitaph? Please, that's all I want them to do.
It'd be funny.
Okay, so you were not a fan as much of episode 3. What did you
No,
like about
now I
episode
feel-
3? What did you like
now
about
I feel
it?
dumb. I told you I already like the artist.
Oh, just the artist? The same one as episode 1? So you're just like, I'd rather go read episode
Well,
1?
okay, so if we're talking about episode 3 as a whole, I really enjoyed the last one. The first couple volumes or what fucking ever. Just like today's reading was kind of meh. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. I'm not here to shame you for your choices, okay?
Yeah, you are.
I mean, no, not publicly, okay? That'll be for after stream, okay? Don't worry about that, all right? That's for the
Everybody,
Patreon.
I
That's the
feel so
Patreon
dumb.
exclusive, okay? Okay. You feel
Yeah,
dumb?
like
Yeah,
Nyan.
I feel like okay, so this is getting into like weird
Oh
like
my God.
internet politics shit.
Yep.
Huh?
I was just gonna say real quick. Thank you so much for the follow from Beto. Okay, Beto has now followed the stream.
Oh,
Holy
what?
shit, she's here. So you better watch your words with whatever you're gonna say. All right, so go on.
He's waiting on that epitaph to be
Welcome
Oh
to
my
Rokujima,
God.
they said. Oh my
Oh,
god, we're here
A lot
forever.
of this is just like weird internet shit that I've run into being chronically online and stuff, but like as value on education has gone down, so has media literacy. So it's hard to talk to people about like people online about the gray areas between like when it comes to being a villain and stuff like that. And so I'm always talking about like, hey guys, like let's think twice about the media that we're reading and like have some media literacy. And like now Turando is pointing out the Love is Zero in tennis, or like the fact that Arumi is like, oh, you should be able to figure it out like by now. And it's like, oh, okay.
To be fair, it is a very complicated. You can solve it by the end of episode
Like I
3.
feel like
but it's
I'm
very
no
complicated.
longer like in like being able to replicate what I preach, and that makes me feel like shit. But
This is high media literacy
So,
levels.
I will say I don't know what the answer is, but I can already tell by like with how complicated this is, with Ari saying like you should be able to solve it by like episode 2 or whatever. I'm like, it's probably gonna be some dumb shit where like technically you could solve it if you break out the conspiracy whiteboard and like
that's
put like a million
exactly
things together, and you will look like a crazy person.
Okay.
That's exactly it.
Like,
See,
what
you
was
need
that?
to get,
Is that
you need to get
Always Sunny
crazier.
picture?
we need
theory.
to get Justin on here to say it was mer people. Okay, it's like that level. Okay, somehow it was
If
mer
you
people.
don't have the whiteboards out, you're not going to be able to solve this just yet.
So what you're telling me is that after every week we should just have like an entire like hour or two of just like a Whitebird section?
Yeah, we need
Yes.
the after show for the Patreon.
The theories for Umineko go insane. And you need to reach, like, even half that level.
Dude, at this point, I'm already just going crazy whether or not, like, all the stories, all the loops are supposed to point towards one person being the killer, or if it's supposed to be each loop, there's a different person that's the killer. Like, because we're already being presented with different events that happen each time and different people that are dead each time. So I'm already just like, are we supposed to judge all of the cases as, like, one whole thing, or is each one supposed to be an individual, like, loop thing that we're supposed to solve? That's already got me fucked up enough that I don't understand what's going on. And my theory now is just that it's a gas leak that's happened on Rokkenjima, and they all don't know what the fuck's going on. And there's like black mold or some shit.
Well, that's what I said in the YouTube chat, was like, actually, Ava just had a fever and genuinely went insane.
There's a lot of theories that do work somehow.
Okay,
But
alright.
yeah, just like, I already felt kind of meh about this chapter just because I didn't like Avatris, and then the whole Burn Castle traveling to the future to bring Angie back, I had mostly negative feelings towards that. But I liked the artist, and I liked what we read for last stream, so I guess, like, episode 3 was kind of a 50-50 for me.
Okay, that's fair. Alright. Turando, how did you feel?
It was interesting, especially since this is the shortest volume we've read. So, I
that
think
90-page chapter says otherwise. All right, I'm just saying.
the art style, definitely enjoy it. Although Bito's expressions it just doesn't seem to fit, because it's like it feels like very much a mismatch. That's why I kind of like preferred like the volume 1 art, because it just
Right.
felt more like you don't have the cognitive dissonance with like all these art styles of Bito. But yeah, it was really, really fun. A lot more panty shots actually this time around.
I'm
But
sorry,
I kind of
what?
blame that on Avatris. Like when we summoned the Seven Sisters,
Okay,
as
you
well
know,
as like,
maybe I wasn't
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
attention that much, you know?
Yeah.
Listen,
I thought it was very interesting. There's just a lot more fan service in this particular episode, so I kind of blame that to the artist's intent rather than like the author.
The
But it
artist's
was-
intent.
But yeah, pretty nice volume overall.
Okay. Real quick, to Ibito in the Twitch chat, I finished watching Umineko. I think only Ari probably has for like watching the anime. I think. Have you
I've watched the
You've
anime a few times.
None of us have consumed Umineko prior, other than Ari. Ari has played the VN and watched the anime, and
And
have
read
you?
a
read the
lot of the
manga before?
manga.
Okay, all right. When did you stop reading the manga? Like, where is it going to be new content for you?
I think episode 4 and then episodes 7 and 8.
Okay.
I've definitely read 5 and 6. Or at
Hold on,
least parts
you
of
telling
them.
me you were skipping around?
Yes, because like I was trying to catch up like after the anime and stuff, but then I went back and read some of the manga, and it was most of this was back in middle school.
Okay. Also, yes, sound alerts are off during book club because I didn't want random sound alerts happening in the middle of book club stuff. But I will turn them on.
It'd be
when we're
funny,
not doing book
chap.
club. Listen, maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's a thing when people don't do the I'll take a potato chip and eat it too, or like FBI open up in the middle of Umineko discussions, you know. Oh, now you're gonna waterboard me. You're gonna waterboard me in the middle of book club. Is this what you're gonna do to me? All right, motherfucker.
You said the sound alerts don't work. I gotta annoy you somehow.
Listen, I could also just turn off all redeems during book club. I could do that. You won't be able to accept to do any
I mean,
redeems.
it could, but it wouldn't be funny though.
Listen.
Chap, the
Okay.
comedy. Think about it.
All right, so now it's time for my opinion. The only opinion that matters when it comes to every and all manga, okay? I will say, when it comes to the M. Night Shyamalan twist that happened, it was interesting, it made sense, but there's certain types of ways to do these kind of twists, and I don't think I like sometimes when these kind of twists are implemented. It reminded me of, like, if anybody here has seen Mr. Robot, they would do twists like that every fucking season, where it would turn out the entire season was completely different than how you experienced it, and in some cases it just nothing really happened or whatever, or like it turned out like none of it mattered or some shit like that. Here, especially with the weird looping and things changing and the whole argument of whether or not this is witches or if this is all just like an illusion story that we're being showing to Battler to make them think witches are real or whatever. We're adding on to this now the fact that everything that we saw was pretty much like a stage performance for Battler to like convince him to sign a meme document at the end that said "I believe in witches," where he's like, "Huh, wait a minute." Where I'm just like, that's funny enough for me to forgive it, but also it kind of like undoes a lot of the stuff that interested me. Like I kind of like explained before about this episode. It does. I like the whole like Beatrice angle in this episode. I mean, I don't know. You can't try to gaslight me with that kind of voice, okay? That's not going to do anything here, okay? I need it to be done by Ryukishi himself,
This is
okay?
gaslighting the manga.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but you can't change my opinion on episode 3 with a does it though? Does it really mean that? I don't know. Listen.
Like,
I'm just trying to say
many years of gaslighting under his belt. Okay, you can handle this.
several years. I'm just saying, as somebody who has experienced M. Night Shyamalan plot twists or whatever before, they can be interesting, they can be cool, they can also just be
bad.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say bad, because a bad plot twist would be one that makes no fucking sense to me and is just done as like a weird ass pull for like no fucking reason to like say some other shit to me.
I feel the same way, and this is one of the things that I feel like I reference a lot was the VN Comp talk about mysteries and stuff. It's the fact that, like, you really should be laying down hints that it's going to happen, and at the time that it happened, the only reason that I knew to be suspicious was when he got to the Golden Land less than halfway through the series, right?
Yeah, it was definitely the meta information.
It felt like there was absolutely no other build-up to it besides the fact that I would have had to assume that on my own. Or
that Beatos is now having a change of heart despite the whole murder rampage earlier.
Oh, okay, look, we can fix her.
We can't fix her that fast. Okay,
sure we can.
Fair. I feel
facts and logic. With facts and logic,
I feel
okay.
Like there
cannot be
was
fixed
some
overnight.
logic to her change of heart, but you're right. Like it happened pretty fast or whatnot. It's just like I feel like there may be, unless I was being stupid. I feel like maybe there should have been some more hints, but it's whatever.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is mid. I'm trying to say mid. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say mid. No, I'm not. I'm not actually saying. I'm not saying mid.
That's what a true denier would say.
The episode is still good, despite the laughing Beatrice sound effect that's going on in here. Okay, I still think it was good. I just think the other episodes are probably a little more interesting for me. I did like I said, once we had Battler tear fucking Avatrice out of the scene and told her ass off before she did weird spider truth bullshit on her, okay, before we did the M. Night Shyamalan rug pull, okay, that stuff was where it really picked up, and then we had the Angie shit, okay, that stuff was great for me. The other stuff for this volume, at least, or for this week's volumes, was like, but the last week's I liked a lot more, where it's getting into the Ava backstory stuff and Ava stuff with it, and it felt more like, even though we had the whole like thing where Ava, you've discovered the truth, and therefore you now will become your young version will become the new Beatrice or whatever. Once that starts happening, and we start getting into the Avatrice just doing weird shit or whatever for a whole volume, okay, fine.
Well, yeah, we have to
that's this whole thing. But like, so I guess that would be like the third volume probably is when she starts doing all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's good. I especially loved the Ava stuff, and again, I did like the Beatrice backstory stuff, and then the Beatrice like becoming close to the Battler stuff. But then that was just kind of turned around on us, where I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, it was set up. I think they vaguely mentioned something about it, like before.
Well, like I said, I could already tell like something was gonna happen when you know, he's just like, you are a true witch or whatever. And I'm like, oh wait, is this what we're gonna?
Battler, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
The whole premise.
Don't do
The whole
that.
premise.
You're slipping.
The whole premise. Like, what are we doing here? Where like it's a whole thing of Beatrice being like, I'm doing what I can to become a true witch for you, Battler, so that you can be my opponent. And I was like, okay, if we were going that angle, he'd be saying some more like specific shit, like, okay, well, I don't acknowledge witches exist,
hypothetically speaking.
but if they did, you'd be a good one or whatever, or something like that. But no, it was just meme document. I still do love the fact that it was just a meme document. Yeah, it's a sign here to say I believe in witches. That's some devil like comedy skit stuff. It's like, sign here to give me your soul. Wait a minute. Wait, you almost got me there.
Hold on.
Almost got me there. Almost got me. Okay, I'm gonna address some messages we got in the chat because I haven't been able to read through some of these. I see Nyan's answering some of them, so that's good. Thank you for that. Bito was asking if they could ask questions about episode 8. Not yet. It's gonna be a while before we get there, if at all.
Please do not talk about anything for this episode.
Yeah, because right now the only person that knows things about anything that happens beyond this is going to be Urmia. So they're the only one. Turindo is currently in the Discord trying to do weird things to the numbers to see if they can decipher it. I believe in you,
Turindo's the
Turindo.
only
You can
one
do
that's
it.
actually tried to solve these mysteries.
The epitaph, the only one trying to solve the epitaph here. Okay.
Or
It seemed
any
like-
of the mysteries. There's more than just the epitaph.
Listen, we haven't even talked about how Ava kind of just solved the epitaph without explaining the exact answer. We got like a little bit of it though. They were saying like it's like
Yeah.
a wordplay thing, right?
That's on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. They weren't going to tell us the answer right away, but with that, but yeah, I understand. I understand. Yeah. We also have a new chatter here who also followed. Thank you for the follow. Fellas, is this what it says, or is this say I Fellas I? Or I think it's supposed to say Fellas. Can I ask which episode you liked the most? Well, at this point, we've read 3 episodes. I want to say that's tough. I want to say the first one, probably. Wait, when did they introduce the red text? Is that the second one?
Yeah, second.
Oh, I'm kind of conflicted then, because
Yeah.
once we introduce the red text, that makes it interesting to me, but I also was not a fan of, well, I mean, I was a little, but not as much, of, like, Beatrice going full, like, all over the place to prove that she is a witch in episode 2, where we're doing, like, crazy shit.
Where she is on the board, yeah.
That was a little much for me.
It's their turn.
But I guess I guess I would probably say I do still like it. It's hard for me because episode 1 I really like it because it's laying out the like foundation of this where you're still like trying to figure out things more logically even though weird shit's happening. And then episode 2 is like now we're introducing the red text and now we have the metagame introduced to us. But then episode 3 is like Ava's backstory stuff and the adults are actually solving the mystery of things before we get into weird Avatrice torture porn shit. But then we get the Angie twisters
really
at the end.
I really liked the first half of episode 3. So it's so hard for me to pick because it's like the first bit of episode 3 that we covered is like so good and all of the stuff with Ava and then you get to the end and it's like I don't know.
It's hard for me to gauge what's my favorite episode at this point is what I'm trying to say. So what were you going to say, Ari?
Yeah. I really like episodes 1 and 3 for 2 different reasons. I like episode 3 as my favorite as an Umineko episode, and I like episode 1 as my favorite like murder mystery or just horror episode because episode 1 is just so it's very good at the vibes and just being a horror of like what is happening, what's going to happen, why are these things happening. It's just very good at setting that stage and not being fantasy quite yet.
Right. Okay, what else did we have here? You're all good. Okay, this is you answering things. We're only on 3 episodes of the manga. Okay, I understand. Very interesting. I love the manga and the VN. Is Fellas. Okay. Or Felis? Fellas. I'm going to say Fellas. Nice to meet you. I invite you to watch the credits of episode 1, final of the visual novel. It is very interesting and beautiful. If possible, I can send you a link to the YouTube with just YouTube credits. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, the cut from like just the Vito there and then the long scroll of episode 1 is amazing. Definitely try to find a YouTube video for that. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, so if you have a link to it, you can go ahead and send it in the chat there, and I'll send it in our like Discord group thing or whatever. I don't know if we want to play it on stream though. I don't know if that would trigger any weird copyright bullshit or whatever, but because I don't know if it plays music or some shit.
Copyright problems.
I mean, there's a lot of music in Umineko, but it would probably you'd be fine.
Tell me about him, Chip.
I think I think actually there is a copyright thing on one of my old. I don't think it's on the channel still. Justin had put like I told him at some point you just try to put VN songs in the background of some of them, and I think he tried putting an Umineko song in the background of one of them, not knowing what Umineko was, and then
There's
I think that got
a
copyright
lot of Umineko songs though, and some of them have lyrics and
That's
such.
true.
Like there
That's
are
true.
openings to them and the motion graphics and so much.
Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, YouTube chat also has messages here. A lot of back and forth. Jesus Christ, Anne, you're typing so much in both the chats.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so
shit.
in my defense,
Oh boy, here we go.
the YouTube chat has an insane character limit. I think like you can only type messages in the YouTube chat that are like 200 characters long.
Good.
So if I want to say anything that's super long, I have to send it in multiple messages. I don't have a choice about that.
I think it's trying to tell
you
you
have a
you
choice,
don't.
though.
I think it's trying to tell you you don't have to send long messages.
Like, I have a choice in that.
Well,
okay.
and half of what I said in there, I ended up saying at the end about the fact that like I feel really dumb.
Look, Nine, it's fine. We can be dumb together, alrighty?
I like
Yeah.
being dumb. I grew up in
You were
honors
reading
kid.
the wrong story for
If
that.
I'm not perfect, I'm not good enough. I'm trying to. Well, now Turndo's got me looking at the numbers.
Oh my god. Okay, so
I'm just saying, if it's true about the birthday thing, then Beatrice is one late bloomer.
okay,
Alrighty.
let me continue making sure I read through these things. So Sieg Sandro in the YouTube chat was pretty much the main messenger, other than Anne and also Turndo in there. Or Brawn Tubes. The scene was set up to showcase Kyrie's backstory, yep, and also Chester Sisters' introduction, which are another hint to the mystery. Ooh. Rudolph's stuff was mostly just for fun, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
without love, it truly cannot be seen. Crying emoji. Let's see. I forgive Hideyoshi. I would too. You know what? If he told me he helped Ava commit mass murder and then also died from her
Hey, what are we
hands,
forgiving him for? He's done nothing wrong. Nothing.
Listen.
Absolutely nothing.
I stand behind my canceled husband, okay, Hideyoshi, okay? I stand behind him. What else do we have here? Bullying pride is fun. Now the red web, the biggest mystery of episode 3. If you solve this, you solve Umineko. And Beatrice even said the answer. If only Battler didn't plug his ears. But the hint seemed to be the truth of what Beatrice is, because she was like, cover your ears, otherwise you'll know what I truly am, or something like that. So the mystery of what Beatrice is will probably uncover the rest of the stuff, probably. What else here? I'll say, as long as you give it a shot and have fun, it doesn't matter if you actually solve it or not. Oh, responding to Nia Bacon being like, I feel stupid, or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
No, it's
Definitely
fine.
try to solve them, but if you don't, you're not stupid. These are very complex mysteries,
It takes
but they
a
are
hundred to
solvable.
understand Umineko.
You don't have to be the dude from
Usually-
Knives Out, okay?
And like I said, usually I would have put in a little more effort because usually I don't have work on Thursdays, but I was juggling trying to read this alongside trying to do my job. So I was not focused a whole lot.
Okay, you
in
got
this
more
episode.
time. You'll put it in next week, right?
Guys, what if it was the work of witches?
I expect a full list of
Essay?
theories from everyone next week.
Oh,
Yep,
boy.
yep. And then we need a PowerPoint presentation along with it.
Yes.
From Nyan.
Yeah, so I'll be
I
ready
love
for it.
presentations. I will happily put together a presentation.
Can somebody set up a presentation of how it somehow mer people, and then we can show it to Justin? I feel like that'd be amazing. I feel like that would be amazing. Not right now. You don't need to make it right now. Okay, what else here? Dysfunctional family, love them. And be a trick.
I feel like
peak.
that's very light to dysfunctional.
Well, listen. Okay, and then there's a lot of stuff for man. Should I be reading any of this, or did you already summarize the things that you were saying? Any of the things that you said?
Everything. Something about Turndo making me feel stupid.
Damn.
Well, Turndo's always pulling up with like insane like history buff knowledge, and I'm like, damn, I know how to draw.
Okay, nine. You say always? Have you seen the Farquaad posts?
Dude, it's the Farquaad. True, the Farquaad theory. Beatrice is actually Farquaad all along. That's the truth of the matter.
I mentioned the Eva coming to a fever, going crazy, and killing everyone. I did say that.
I just want to say,
psychotic episode.
for those
in years.
For those of you listening, okay, that are not in the Discord server, which you can easily join by going to discord.wolfborg.com, okay, and you can see or chat with us directly on there too, in the text chats we have for book club. I'm just looking in the book club chats, and I'm seeing like everybody trying to turn into like solving the Zodiac killer like codes here, trying to figure out what the numbers mean. We're doing like Homestuck Elite speak to determine whether or not what the numbers meant.
It's working.
I don't think. I think Umineko was written before Homestuck. I don't know for sure though.
Right, but was written before Elite speak.
Wait, what came out first, Homestuck or Umineko? This is an important question.
Probably Umineko. Homestuck was 09, but I don't know when Matuna was introduced, because that would affect things. Because the troll quirks weren't really introduced until the trolls started getting introduced, so then you have to like figure out when each troll and each Dancester was introduced. Was it before the hiatus or after the hiatus?
I do not think Ryukishi was a Homestuck fan.
Okay, the real question though, what would Elite speak, just in general? Or is it originated from Homestuck?
Like, does Leet Speak come before or after Umineko? Because if you use Leet Speak, technically the letters could spell out a word, but with the double L, I guess maybe if L is I. Hold on.
Okay, hold on. Why you say that? Okay, real quick, Beato send a message. Excuse me, if possible, can I send a tier list link about those suspected of carrying out the murders? No spoilers. It is for you to fill. So
tier
essentially,
lists.
So if I understand this. Is this supposed to be a tier list of the characters that we know about right now, at least? And we're supposed to be... The tier list is supposed to be who we suspect the most of being responsible of carrying out the murders? Is that what this is? If so, definitely. I'd be very interested
as long as it's... Yeah, as long as it only contains...
the characters that we know about by episode 3.
Episode 3 or so.
Yeah, as long as there's no characters on it that we have not
for Phil. Oh, that's
known yet. It would have
just
to only
post a
show.
link and then I'll verify it.
Yeah, Ari will be our checker of it.
So send it to me, chap, when they post it.
Yeah, so when you post in the Twitch or the Discord, wherever you post it to, and then I'll send it to Ari, and then we'll check it. No spoilers, only episodes 1, 2, and 3. Okay, well that's good. All right, so send that over. We'll check it. I promise. Okay, good. I believe you, Beto. Would Beto ever lie to us? Would Beto ever lie to us?
Never lie to us.
No.
Well, they say in red text though.
I would trust Beto with my credit card. Okay. And we have a tier maker chart.
Okay, all right, hold on, Chap. Here's the problem though. Does Beatrice know how to use a credit card?
That's the joke I was about to make. I hate you.
Okay, look, Ari, great minds think alike. Okay.
Okay, so there's the tier list of just DM'd to Ari.
Ah, it has the 7 stakes on here too.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, give me 1 second. We're gonna do it real quick, and then we're gonna end stream. Okay.
Butler on this.
All right, so put in.
Okay, hold on. Let me show my desktop here to do this. Okay, we're gonna do it live. Is it this view? Hold on, let's see if this works. Okay, it works. Okay, you can see my desktop view. Oh, you can't see my camera, but that's actually fine. You don't need to see my camera for this. Okay. All right. Wait. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't recognize some of these. I can't recognize some of these.
Most
This is a different
of
art
them
style.
Are yeah.
So the very first one, who is this very first one? It's like blonde-haired.
Very first one. Oh,
Is
it
this
won't show me because
Eva?
I've already started putting things on.
Just look at my stream. Just look at my stream.
Go to incognito mode or something, and then reset the page or whatever.
Are we assessing like who we think is most
Wait.
likely the culprit?
Wait, I can share my screen too. I can just share my screen in here.
Okay, so
Yeah, this is the tier
top-
list of who's most likely the cult. Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently that's Asmodeus.
Asmodeus, Battler, Beto, Beelzebub, Belphegor,
Okay, all right. So
Birkenstell, the two Chiester sisters that we just saw. So Chiester 410 and 45.
all right, I'm just gonna.
Evatris, Eva, Genji, George, Goat Butler, Goda, Hideyoshi,
You know what? It's all the Goat
Jessica.
Butler. Put the
Okay,
Goat Butler up
Let's
at the
slow
top.
down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Okay, I'm gonna real quick. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm gonna put several characters in NA to not be suspects of the killings. Okay, the seven sisters are gonna be in NA. Okay, not applicable.
Yeah.
All right.
And the siestas?
Yeah, Siestas,
I-
Chiesters.
I'm gonna put characters in there. Let me know if one of them is not one of the seven sisters. I put 4 in there.
Yep, those are all the sisters.
Is this? This is a sister, right?
Yeah, that's Satan.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, Satan.
Satan of Wrath.
See them.
Is this one of them?
Yeah, that's Beelzebub of Gluttony.
Okay. So
That's
we got
Belphegor,
7.
Sloth.
We got 7,
Yep.
right? Okay, we're good. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then
Now, the
bunny
goat thing.
girls.
Okay, and the bunny girls. Those go in NA. These will not be the suspects here. Is it? This is Avatris, right?
Yep, Evatris.
Okay. Avatris is not a suspect here. The mentor, I will.
Virgilia.
Or Virgilia. I'll assume for now. If I'm just assuming none of the witches are suspects except for potentially
Yeah, if
Beatrice
we
or whatever.
we need to put this as like the supernatural category. Like if we dwindle
Yeah.
it down to just the 18 people.
Uh,
Does that mean we're not including Angie either?
So Angie, I would still include. Angie, I would still include because we have not. Well, we also haven't read episode 4 yet, so we can't really judge them yet.
we can't assess them currently.
When we
Yeah,
read
right
episode
now we
4, we
only-
could judge her, but for right now, we
Yeah.
couldn't be able to judge her. I don't.
We
think.
only have her under the assumption
you
she's
have
on the
the
supernatural
demon
side and
butler
not
guy.
the.
Okay, one
the
at a
moral
time,
side.
please. One at a time. Okay, so. Well,
Hey, for the
okay.
demon butler.
I
Oh,
thought-
Ronave?
Oh, Ronave.
Yeah, Ronave.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's the
That's
goat
fun.
butler and then the demon
I'm
butler. I
never
forgot
finished
these are both 2 demons. Okay. Okay.
They're
let's see.
different characters.
Yeah, true. Okay, so
if you'd like, here is the correct standing for them.
oh, you have the correct answer.
You have the right answer. Okay.
This is the correct answer.
Oh, all right. So this is what Ari put down. Okay, Ari did this,
Everybody in D.
and then everybody else was in
Everybody
D.
else is D.
Everybody else is in D. I'm not doing that. Okay.
I mean, obviously Ava would be S because she has motive
Ooh.
and she has the means, right?
Obviously, we all know Hideyoshi, also S.
Hideyoshi is D.
now
Do
for
not
this-
put that man up there.
For this, is this just going to be for the episode 3 culprits, or is this going to be
my
for...
God.
general.
So okay, so here's the questions here. Are we judging this for all the loops as if there's actually one explanation, there's only one killer for all of them? Or I mean, I feel like you have to judge each loop by itself. I feel like you
Yeah.
have to, because there are certain people who we're told are dead, and so they would not be suspects in certain loops, and they do not. I don't think we've really had a loop yet where they overlap, because even
Ava
Battler
does
died.
die pretty early on in episode 1.
Because like we
And
just had
On
an
the
episode
second
3.
Twilight.
Episode 3's loop had everybody except Ava die, and Ava has died in other loops, right? So
She died on, like, the second Twilight in episode 1.
there is no like consistent one where, unless there's the 19th person, which would probably be Beatrice, and then we would assume that Beatrice did all the killings as a human, not a witch. Okay. All right, so I guess we judge each one by itself. Okay, so let's go with we'll start with episode 3 because that's what we're currently on. It's fresh in our memory. Okay, episode 3, that's Ava.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah, we have to do this at the end of every episode now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the rest of them, at the end of every loop, we have to reassess the tier
Okay,
list.
this is the sus.
2 hour whiteboard.
So this is the sus tier list. Okay, we're also gonna. Okay, so I gotta change his name.
S
here.
for
S for sus. Okay. A for
For sus, I definitely think
accomplice.
Hideyoshi can go up there, yeah, because accomplice.
Okay. No, it can't be accomplice because this is just supposed to be a sus meter. So what's a like still
Iffy.
Iffy. No, iffy sounds like it's lower, like a B maybe. Iffy. So we got
You should
sus.
change a D to innocent though.
Innocent. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we need other terms for sus. Okay.
Side eyes.
Side eyes. Which would that be? Would that be above or below iffy? Ooh.
I think it would be above.
Side eyes. Wait.
Because like you're kind of giving them like iffy is like okay. Side eyes is like you're giving them a look, like you were accusing them without saying anything.
Okay. You say we give him the side eyes there. Then we have iffy, and then what will C be? I think like iffy would be down in C, and then we'd have something between side eyes and iffy. I don't know. Maybe we just remove a category. I don't know.
I mean I could I could see that. We added a category on the bottom, so to balance it out, we just removed the middle category.
Okay, fine. We'll remove this. We'll make this easier for us, okay? Alright, so we have innocent, iffy, side eyes, or sus, okay? Hideyoshi, for episode 3, give him the side eyes, okay? Might not have directly known what Ava was doing, okay? But definitely lied for her, okay? So,
I would also like to posit that based only on her actions in episode 3, Kyrie should also be in sus.
Ooh, I don't know if I agree with Kyrie being in sus. I feel like the
At
evidence...
least side eyes.
feel like the evidence... But also she's dead. If she's dead, wouldn't she be innocent?
Okay, but that doesn't make this fun anymore.
Yes, it's
And
fun
you gotta
anymore.
put
Well, but if we're
literally,
judging
like,
it by each loop...
15 people.
If we're
in
judging it
the
by each
innocent
loop.
category.
So, I mean, we
You know
can't
what's
definitively
fun?
say...
Putting it all on which.
I mean, like, again, that's the point where we say... We can't definitively say Ava was the one who killed everyone on the island. Ava was just the only survivor. Which definitely points towards Ava being the killer. And we saw a lot of evidence that pointed towards Ava being the killer.
I don't know.
But we don't know for sure.
I
it
think
could be that
Kyrie
somebody else,
died later
like
enough.
Beatrice.
Late enough.
was the
I
killer.
think Kyrie died later enough that she should be considered at least side eyes.
So you're saying she was doing some of the killings?
She was doing some of the killings up
And then-
until she was killed.
You know, actually, now that you mentioned it,
Yeah, Kyrie
Yeah,
might kill
'cause, like-
George, honestly.
earlier on, all the adults are trying to figure out the mystery, and so far we're led to believe that only Ava and Rosa actually figured it out. Which I doubt, because Kyrie definitely would have found the gold, like before them, probably. So no, yeah, you're right. I put her in side eyes. Okay, I'm giving her the side eyes. All right.
Rosa and Maria would be down in innocent because they died first, right?
Yeah, Rosa. Well, where's Rosa?
Oh, so you're saying Rosa's innocent from all the abuse she gave to
Okay.
Maria? Huh? Are you?
I'm sorry.
you-
I just dragged from the wrong
you-
category.
You
Rosa-
just dragged Angie up into innocent, which
Again,
like, is
I
fair,
look
I
at
guess.
Ange and I think it's like older Maria every time. I don't know why. It's because I can't really see colors for Maria other than like on the cover. I guess they're like the
I
hair color
think we
looks
should
different
put
here. But
Battler in iffy.
No,
Ooh.
Tyler's in sus, clearly.
Just for shits and giggles. Oh, all right. Oh, okay.
Of course.
That's- I don't know if I would put Rosa in innocent. She seemed like she was getting a little iffy towards her attitude towards
I can
Ava
see. I
before
can
she
see
died.
iffy. Yeah.
I feel
no,
like
that's
it,
fair.
like we could there's a world where actually she was going to blackmail Ava to get
Yeah.
more gold out of her, and so she was killed by Ava. So she would be
chance that
iffy.
she killed Maria, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
That's true. Yeah.
But Maria didn't do anything this loop here.
Allegedly.
Genji didn't do anything here, right? I'm pretty sure all the servants just died like day one, right?
Yeah.
With Kinzo. Kinzo's body was burned though, which puts me in the iffy or side eyes category. 'Cause we
No.
don't know if that's-
It's
we don't
Kinzo.
know if that's
I think
Kinzo.
he should automatically be in sus.
Okay, I mean, that's true. We don't know what's going on with him, so I think he should go in there. Again, why was his body burned? You know, and they're like, oh, well, we know it's him because he's got 6 toes.
He's got 6 fingers. or
Uh-huh.
whatever.
Yeah, there's no way the fucking, like, millionaire could find another person with 6 toes, okay? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. The other people...
Chep, what if it's Kinzo cosplaying as Beatrice the entire time?
He's a cross-dresser. That's what he's trying to hide by killing all of them.
Listen, I would believe it. I believe it. Let's see
He's
here.
just that down bad.
This is the doctor. The doctor...
The
Doctor's a little iffy to me.
Doctor's a little iffy. He survived for a while, and he was the only one that was there when Wait, fuck, never mind.
Nanjo, I don't even, if I'm trying to remember correctly, I don't even think anybody was actually able to witness him die in that loop. Because Jessica lost her eyesight, and then...
She, like, heard something.
And then Ava kills Battler. So we don't necessarily know if he actually died. Right? Well, I mean, other than them saying towards the end that he died. But, you know, all of it could be bullshit. All of it could be witch bullshit, okay? So, I'm putting him at least in iffy. I would maybe side-eyes him, okay? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't want to side-eyes him. I think that he's nice.
Okay.
Not as Hideyoshi nice, but I think he's nice.
Oh, okay.
And that's why your family is locked into this eternal torment.
Sorry that I don't suspect Nanjo, okay?
We have faith here.
You know that I wouldn't be locked
Also-
in eternal torment. I would succumb to being her footstool.
Also, I do like. I didn't bring this up earlier, and nobody else did, but I do like the progression of the games themselves. Like the events on Rokenjima in each of these episodes are game pieces orchestrated by Bito. And if you notice, they have different kind of themes and such. And the last game, the last game was really kind of the first true one where Battler was actually fighting against Bito and not just a piece on this chessboard. But he was very diehard. I can't suspect my family, and I also don't want to suspect the servants, so it has to be somebody else. And then this one...
Hold on.
Come on, it's Rudolph. Come on.
I don't want to interrupt Aremia, but why did you put Natsuhi so high?
Natsuhi. So here's my logic with it. Kraus and Natsuhi just disappear at some point. We find them dead, but they just kind of disappear at some point, right? They weren't just in the room where they were. They weren't just in the room where they were killed. They disappear and then they find their body. It's a little sus. When they've also, could be doing some other weird shit, or they could have found where the gold was and not told anybody too, because that was a whole angle of it too. So that's why I put them in side eyes. I'm just like, we don't know shit about what happened to them. So that's why I put them in side eyes. Rudolph, I don't know. Rudolph, it is Rudolph.
I'm just saying,
so,
that he's gotten better than most Americans already.
Am I safe in putting Jessica in innocent? Are we in agreement with this? I don't really know if Jessica did, especially when she went blind towards the end, unless she was just pretending to have her corneas get burned and the doctor just lied. I don't know.
You're telling me the doctor is in on it with the Jessica.
May I ask what each classification... Oh, I'm sorry. They had mentioned before that English is... they don't know English that well or something like that, I think?
Yeah.
Not their first language. Okay, so sus means we suspect them the most. Side eyes means like we're like a little suspicious, like we're more so suspicious of them. Maybe I should start from the bottom. Innocent means we don't think that they were involved with the killing. They weren't like the killer at all, and they weren't involved with the killings. Most likely they were a victim or something else. They were just some other victim later on. Iffy means there might be some weird circumstances that means they could be involved with the killers, but we don't know for sure. Side eyes means you either were the killer or you might have helped the killer or you might have done some other really shady shit that we don't know about here. And
like
sus
you put
means
yourself in a suspicious situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then sus means we believe you could very much be the killer. Okay, you could be the killer or a killer, because there could be multiple for all we know. So I feel safe in locking this in as the sus tier list for episode 3. We're not gonna. I don't know if we should go through every episode.
I don't remember the first 2 well enough to be able to do that.
I
think doing it at the end of each episode would be, or each loop would be kind of silly goofy going forward. But doing it retroactively, I would not be able to.
Also, I think we got too much information for like the first 2 cases.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our staying's pretty limited.
I'm trying to think. The second loop. Who survived the second loop?
I think did George survive? I don't remember.
I
I don't fucking remember, dude.
Or not. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say survive, because nobody survived any of the loops prior.
No.
Went to the Golden Land, in quotes, which to me could just mean they never like either left the island or like went somewhere else with their money or some shit, for all I know, and they just left the Ushiromiya name behind, for all I know. But for all we know is that the outside world never found these people. They were not survivors that left Rokkenjima, as far as the world knows. Yeah, okay, all right. So we'll just lock in this as our sus tier list for episode 3, and we'll do this kind of thing going forward too. We'll do this kind of thing going forward, where each episode we'll add in more characters and elements to a little sus list here. But again, these kind of characters would not be a part of our sus list, I guess, unless some other only Angie. Probably in episode 4 will be a part of it, but some of these other ones we might not factor into it, but we don't know.
Do you wanna take a screenshot so that we can like reassemble this and then like adjust maybe in the future, or do you just want to start over from scratch when we do it?
I already posted the perfect one.
Okay.
Oh, true.
No, the perfect one is Battlers in S tier, and that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, the perfect one is Battler is the culprit.
You know, I'm doing the Uno reverse of already, you know?
I would be sus of Battler, but this is also a loop where he fucking dies. So I don't know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
at the very end.
Listen. Where's
No,
the...
actually, Battler was the murderer, and Ava caught on, okay? That's...
I
You think about it like that, huh?
Which one do I use to represent gas leak? Because I think it was probably a gas leak. And all this is
If you use the goat for
I think
that,
I use this
'cause-
goat. I think the goat is the gas leak, yeah. This is the gas leak. Can we have a tier for gas leak? Yeah, this is the gas leak tier. Alright, so I'm gonna switch back to the book club scene for us to wrap up here. Because we've been going longer time than we usually do for book club. So we gotta wrap this up here, folks.
Tier list memes.
We gotta wrap this up here. We will be starting Umineko episode 4 next week. We'll be reading. So this next bit, it's going back to, we don't have to worry about the overlapping volumes anymore. But now there's going to be like 6 volumes in the next one, but there is three weeks that we cover in. So each omnibus is back to 2 volumes each. So we're going to be reading volumes 1 and 2 of the original for next week, and then 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. But in terms of the Omnibus edition, it's just Omnibus Volume 1, and then Omnibus Volume 2, and then Omnibus Volume 3. And then that'll cover all of Episode 4. And then we have to come to a decision if we want to continue with Umineko, or if we want to move on to another series, or if maybe we do want to continue Umineko, but maybe I was thinking potentially we continue with Umineko, but we do like a 1 week vote on and read a one-shot or whatever deal for that week, and then go back to Umineko after like a brief break. Potentially towards something that's not fucked up and depressing like the last 5 series have been. Okay, let's read another volume of New Game. Okay, let's go.
I say we break, read like half of New Game or Orin or just some slice of life, and then we read the other half of Umineko while it's still somewhat fresh, you know, and then we finish the slice of life series, unless it's like a super short.
Like, I'm just saying, we leave the vote. If everyone votes for Umineko, then we're screwed.
Here's what we do. Everybody prepares a slideshow presentation, okay, for the week after episode 4. And the slideshow will be you trying to pitch a series for us to read after Umineko, okay?
Okay. Counter argument. We have 1 week break where it's us giving presentations on what our theories are. for the first 4 episodes.
Oh.
And then we have like a little presentation meme, and then we get into the second half of the episodes.
These are good potential ideas. Okay, we'll have to discuss them, work out the details of how we want to do them. I'm liking some ideas we got flowing. Okay, I'm ready for the mer people theory to come out. I'm ready for it. All right, we'll discuss.
Yeah, I'm probably insane enough to do that one.
There was discussion at some point for us to play the Umineko fighting game, but I don't know how much spoilers are still in that fighting game at this point.
A lot.
think
That's not viable.
That's not until like you're done.
At least the end of episode 6, at least.
All right.
We should do that instead of the pop quiz at the end of it.
There will not be a pop quiz because there will be an even amount of volumes for us to read. Because each
Good,
time we're reading an
because
omnibus
I don't want to
thing.
do a pop quiz for this anyway.
Well, that's too bad. Because
in
now
exactly
instead,
the 5th loop. What
Now
happened in this day?
well, so instead of a quiz, you're each getting a project. Okay, you're getting a school assignment. Okay, you're getting homework. Okay, you have to make the slideshow presentations. That's homework. Okay, good luck.
I'm actually kind of excited. Like, if we actually do slideshow presentations, I'm kind of excited to do that.
So we'll discuss and figure it out. We got like 3 weeks to decide. So we'll see what happens. But if we do end up going through the rest of Umineko, then we'll probably do something for like a break week or whatever, and we'll see what we'll do. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming to show up, coming to listening. All the people that showed up on YouTube, all the new followers they got over on Twitch. Thank you so much. And if you guys are interested in checking this out, we'll be here. We start at typically Thursdays at 9 o'clock Eastern time here on youtube.wolfborg.com, twitch.wolfborg.com, and kick.wolfborg.com, all at the same time on whatever platforms. We are also on Discord. We have a Discord server where you can join our book club discussions on there. We have a spoiler channel where we can post whatever spoilers we want for the stuff that we've currently read up to, not beyond that, unless you are very, very labeling that, I guess, but usually you don't want to. So you can do whatever you want that. You can post memes, you can post whatever. So if you are interested in that, join us at discord.wolfborg.com. And whatever platform you're on, hit whatever like button or free follow button or subscribe button that there is that you can do. Okay, do all that. And if you want to monetarily support these memes, be sure to either support us either on Twitch. I think YouTube, technically, I can have members on YouTube. I don't know. I don't remember if I fucking have any. I think I had one at some point or whatever. I got a couple subs on Twitch, and then I have a Patreon. You don't get shit for the Patreon, but if you want to throw money at me, there's there. So that's all up to you guys. There's no pressure on any of you. But as always, we appreciate you all for joining us for the Umineko discussions. I'm glad that we're getting more and more Umineko fans showing up every week now in the chats. It's always fun. It's always interesting. So we will see you guys next week for the Endless Witch's Torment towards now Ange. We have the new Ushiromiya. We're gonna see what they're about. So good luck to everybody.
You did say any of those names, right?
What are you talking about? I said Ange and Ushiromiya.
Ange.
All right, fucking actually me right now. Okay, Ange. It's actually pronounced Ange, not Ange. It's actually pronounced Ange, not Ange. Oh, you didn't pronounce Ushiromiya right. Okay, get out of here. Actually, we'll see you guys next week. Okay, goodbye. Bye, gamers.
Actually, it was George the whole time.
I believe it. Actually, he needs to be the sus. Okay. Wait, hold on. Was he on there? Oh, he was on there. Why do we mark him as innocent? Hold on. I screwed that up. He should not have been innocent. Why was he innocent?
Who are we moving to innocent?
George is not innocent. George is not innocent.
I don't remember placing George in innocent. That might have been something you did while Aurelio was going off.
I know what happened.
Stop. To get him? Wow.
I know what happened. I accidentally put him in innocent, accidentally thinking he was one of the servants. I was dragging the servants into innocent because they all just died day one, and I accidentally put George in there. George, definitely giving him the side eyes. Okay, what the fuck happened with him sneaking out the window to go to Shannon's body? What the fuck was up with that? What happened there?
Necromancy?
That's a side eyes at least. Okay, we gotta update that for the server. Okay, I just want this known before we officially end. So, thank you so much everybody for joining around, and watch out for George. He's sus. Give him the side eyes. Stay safe. Goodbye, gamers.